Wonder why the stream isn't working. Panic a little bit. Alright. Looks like it's going live now. YouTube was just being slow as dirt. Slow as dirt. Wood elves. I need some fire arrows in case of trees, some poison arrows because they're always good. 2 more random peasants. Knights errant because they're shielded and cheap. And now we're all out of everything. Wonder why the stream. There we go. I need money. I need money real bad. I like my hero squad. I don't want to cut any of them. What if we cut the Knights Errant, just abandon Cav altogether? If I have 5 angry, filthy peasants, a Grail Relique, leaves me with 600 gold. I could get a Battle Pilgrim. That's probably terrible, but oh well. So, welcome. Fae is too expensive. You're probably right, Shetland. Life Bloom isn't worth it. Favor of the Fae is nice, but maybe I don't need it. Alright, what can we do now? 1, 2, sell that. 3. Get a little bit better. Infantry quality. Possibly. Anyway, for anybody who doesn't immediately know what's going on here, we're hosting a tournament called Hero Hammer. It takes the limits off of heroes from 2 and it takes it up to 4 because you can still have 5 single entities. So if you have 4 heroes and a lord, boom, you have 5. But to try to make this interesting, because the whole point of the tournament was to see some heroes we don't get to see usually, we have sorry, I read chat, got distracted. We have a little rule that's like you can't repeat a hero until it's your 4th one. So if I wanted to go Fae double Paladin, I'd have to go like Fae, Gotrek, Felix, Paladin, Paladin. But I want to take the Green Knight instead because I am a fun, interesting individual. It's just Dwellers. Forget how expensive that spell is. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. This build's probably bad, but I'm against tank, so the odds of me winning were already quite low. And I forgot to turn all these back on. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, and then I want that always on. What else do I normally have on? Threat level. That looks about right. Anyway, yeah, so tank's probably going to beat me even if I had a completely optimal build, and I'm not playing my beloved Skaven. So already this is questionable, so I thought I would just have fun getting my ass handed to me. What's his unit count? Wow, I am outnumbered by Wood Elves. That's new. As Bretonia. So we'll get some peasants going, a little bit of a box. Felix and 3 Eth heroes. Yeah, that would be actually really funny. I had not thought of that. I normally need a lot of archers against the Wood Elves in case of Hawk Rider spam or just contesting their archers, but I'm now realizing that I don't have enough infantry to protect them. So this is going to get a little awkward. By a little, I mean really. Alright, Grail Relique, get in here so that you guys don't run away. Hero Core, get over here. And we have some flanking heavy cav. And Green Knight, get in the woods. Green Knight has regen if he's in the forest, so we're just gonna try to leave him there as long as possible. Boop, 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 boop. Do you all have skirmish mode off? Yeah, you do. Good. Let's group archers by what they do. Flank, flank, and that's all 10 control groups. Ready, ready. Good luck, have fun. This is gonna be real bad. This is gonna be real bad. But we're here for the memes, we're here for the fun. We're here to look out for everyone. Okay, what am I dealing with? A bunch of archers, none of them are stealth, they're probably Glade Guard. No cav at all to contest the cav game. Whoa! That's dry check, kicker, kicker. That's bad. Okay. Whoops. Wrong person. And you come back. Fight, fight, fight. You guys come up. Charge that. Dodge. And it won't hurt them too bad. Gotrek's fine fighting that. Fire arrows support him a little bit. Paladin, get in there. Grail Elite, get in there just for fun. Faye's doing fine. Okay, where are you? Green Knight, get involved. Peasants are doing fine. I'm not getting flanked, so I'll just move these guys up to help take care of that. Archers are largely doing okay. So, for some reason they're obstructed. Don't really know what that's about. But we'll see. You get involved back there. And we're just going to try to drop that. So things are going okay so far. We've already routed off the first of those dryads. We'll get Felix involved up there so he can start healing the squad, the lads, and Green Knight is in the back. Let's see if we can get a nice cast of that there. Keep hitting, and Gotrek and Felix, if you can just slip over there and kill Drycha, I would be a big, big fan. Cavalry, get involved real quick. Archers back up a little bit, keep firing, counterfire them. Jeweler's Blow was okay, did some damage to certain individuals. Gotrek's doing fine, Felix is doing fine. This isn't going terribly. You peasants, get up there. Okay, we have someone rallied who's not involved. Green Knight's fighting some spearmen, not taking any damage. Good for him, but I need him elsewhere. Cast a quick heal over here, though those knights are pretty fucked. Felix, get back a little bit. Gotrek's doing fine. Where did Green Knight go? He's running off. Probably just going to send him after Drycha in the back, since he's actually on a horse and can keep on her. Oh, do we even have the dwellers yet? That would be a nice spot for it. Oops, 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 oops. Forgot about them for a moment. Apparently there are some knights over here. Gotrek's doing fine. Green Knight needs to get through. Dwellers, right there. That'll be nice if it hits. He saw it, he's dodging. Okay, get on top of Drycha, please. You keep fighting. Grail Relic and Paladin keep fighting. And so far, our little hero squad's doing quite well. You guys back off. Rally a little bit. Whoa, what the fuck? Green Knight died. Oh shit, Drycha does magic damage. Oh no. I didn't know she dealt magic damage. Shit. Alright, Green Knight's toast. Hey Sedaine, nice to see you, buddy. Oh, that's so sad. Hit that. Without Green Knight, we might be a little effed. But we'll see. Tank again on point with his micro, dodging that easily enough. Wonder if Faye. Well, I kind of want her to stay in this blob. Paladin, go! Go! Hopefully those dryads will just break. You get over there, deal with them. Keep shooting that, please. Felix broke, which is not great. Cast a quick heal. Alright, Paladin's getting on top of those wounded archers. Hopefully he can break them off, though the Fae is not having a good time getting shot in the face. So that's not great. Neckbet, what a disgusting build. For me or him? Or for both? What's going on? What's happening here? Knights get back there. Archers that are still around. How have those dryads broken? Come on. Come on now. Felix is screwed. The balance of power still isn't terrible for us, though, which is a little surprising. Pure charge from some spearmen isn't bad. Oh, if you have any healing, you need it, but unfortunately we do not. Actually, just get over there. Alright, tank has boxed in my cab, which is very well played. Okay, finally those dryads broke, but it doesn't matter too much because there's a bigger, healthier group. Faye's still chilling, trying to dodge some stuff, but a little too bogged down. And that's going to be the end of her. Gotrek's still fine. It's pretty much down to Gotrek. Army losses kicking in, or just natural leadership breaks? Probably natural leadership breaks from Faye dying. So now we're down to Gotrek. I mean, maybe. Maybe he can do it. GG, well played. Probably. Ah, just leaving me to the archers. Leaving me to the wolves. Okay. They have plenty of ammo. I could get kited around for 20 years, but I'll just concede defeat. Pretty simple, pretty effective build from tank there. Just a lot of spearmen and chaff and other things to protect archers that'll shoot. And Green Knight unfortunately got deleted. Yep. Dretcher got 2,000 value. Probably got on top of him. Frickin' dryads being effective and stuff. My archers got shut down pretty heavily because of poor positioning and poor micro. Yeah. Faye. Faye's Mortis Engine got most of my value, which requires 0 skill. Most heroes are really overpriced, hard to bring them. True. Tank, spitting facts, but he will not stop me from my memes. My chicanery. Mortis Wastes for game 2. I think everybody in the world knows I'm going to pick Skaven. Mortis Wastes. I pick Skaven. I'm going to leave up his vampire counts because I actually kind of want to fight them. So I'll ban Warriors of Chaos, and he already played Wood Elves, which is normally my second ban, so I'll ban Norska just in case. Alright, yeah, I'll ban Norska just in case. Tank's a very good vampire count player. I suspect he'll pick it, and if he does, I have a good build for it. Unfortunately, that build doesn't use the theme of this tournament, which is 5 heroes, but I would like to take this opportunity to fight a good vampire count player with my new vampire count build. I think that'd be a good time to test it. So I think it's worth abandoning the memes for one game. Oh, my Steam name still has my S. I need to change that. I don't have an S anymore. I am now a full knight. Kamba invited me to play Doom? That's weird. Alright. New Skaven versus Vampire Count army. So far it's 3-0? 2-0? 3-0? It hasn't lost yet, but I haven't tried it against as capable of a player as Tank. So we will try. Also, I feel like there was something I was supposed to just do right now. Oh, crap. Oh, yeah, the S in my name. How do I change that? Steam? View my profile. Oh, crap. I haven't changed my name in a long time. There it is. Profile name, just RTK. Save. Okay. Boom. Now for the future, my name will actually not have that S. Though it'll still go into ... territory because it's a stupidly long name. But while we wait on Tank to pick his build, we can go back, left screen, boop, and boop. So, small little tournament today. Hopefully it'll be fun. We have TN, Artisan Tech Priest West, also known as Meta Knight. We have Tank and myself. SPQR, whatever the Roman acronym is, Hayden's, RTK Houseplant, and Shetland Apache. Fun group of folks. Should be a good time. And if you're just showing up and you don't really know what's different about this tournament, we just expanded the hero slots from 2 to 4. And if you want to take like 2 White Kings, you have to take your first, second, and third hero all have to be unique before you can take a repeat. Just trying to encourage some diversity. So, yes. And now you don't need to see a copy of the YouTube chat. You just need to see the game. That is, ooh, readied up. Perfect timing. It's like I planned it. Though I didn't. Ugh. Not really used to playing and streaming at the same time, so. If it's not an objective failure, then that's good. Tank has about as many guys as me, which is to be expected. So what's going on with this build, and what's the idea? Even if it doesn't work, what's the idea? Vampire counts don't have any skirmish cav to countercharge you, and what they do have to countercharge your skirmish is dogs and black knights that, in the case of 2 Night Runners and a Gutter Runner, if you turn around and fight them in melee, you can usually actually try to win that. So that's usually okay. Then you have Rat Ogres and Double Doom Wheel to also run around and free up your skirmish. So it's mostly just skirmishing vampire counts. Not entirely new concept, but a little new for Skaven. I've had some troubles trying to outblob them. I've had some troubles trying to, you know, have a standard weapons team in like Warp Lightning Cannon format. It's just hard to protect a box. So then recently a friend of mine, Bob Mann, helped me design this build, and so far it's been pretty good. Alright, I don't want you on skirmish mode, I just want to control that. Select all of you, and we will call it good. Ready, GLE Jeff. So the common build to see here is either a Crypt Ghoul Rush or double Vargulfs. And we'll see what is coming our way. It looks like there's 3 cav over there, so I'll pull more assets over there to support the cav rush area. Meanwhile, you guys can go in the center and skirmish with the Strigoi Vampire Lord. I'm going to pop smoke bombs over here just to delay the Spirit Leech a little bit. Getting good value. Do need you guys, all of you, to come over and support this. Keep running for now. Don't turn and fight just yet. You come this way. You do magic damage, so come help me with this. And run. Plague Priest, I could use some boys. Pull these. Fight this. Oh, shit. Shit. I'm just gonna pop this. I think it's gonna hurt some Black Knights. Yeah, it hurts the Black Knights a bit. Also hurt my guys. My guys are already getting kind of messed up. Lower his stats, please. You guys kite back if you can. Slaves, I guess, come up here. You're not going to be much use back there. You have a Pestilent Breath. Pestilent Breath just to cause poison on this whole line, not really to do that much damage, because they're, you know, cavalry. Cavalry don't take that much damage in this sort of spell. That was a very nice Scab Scrape from him coming down on all my skirmishers. Do you have Rival Hide? You do. Alright, so we're Mortis Engineering down this area, and they all have less melee attack. We'll cast a quick Pestilent Breath over there for free, get more Clan Rats in here, and really blob this up. Skirmishers, come back online. I need you to shoot into this blob, please. Doom Wheels, how you doing in here? Fine. That guy's taking a good amount of damage. How are you terror routing at full health? Get back here. Get back here, you cowardly bastard. Alright, skirmish stuff back online. Slaves, just get in here and muck things up. Stop all of this from coming to help. And you'll be okay. Hey. Oh, shit. Okay. Staying strong. Nobody's breaking. Everybody's fine. Come back in here, please. How are we doing? Assassin's Trophy isn't quite off cooldown yet. Are you guys throwing or are you guys chilling? Get. Okay, muck that up a bit. As long as we don't break, we're winning the grind fight, I think. Okie dokie. Doing fine there. I could maybe use a summon, but I don't know yet. You turn around and fight that Banshee with your magic damage, please. It does turn out that Vampire Counts with 5 heroes is quite potent. But otherwise, this build's doing okay. Okay, Clan Rats come back, trap him in a little bit. Is Snitch running? Yeah, Snitch is running, unfortunately. If you guys could get a shot in there, that would be good. Run back, you come back over here, pop your leadership so you don't break yet. And cast that direction, don't hurt yourself. You hurt yourself, you son of a bitch. Alright, what do we have around the map that needs to come home? Not a lot. Good. Okay, you guys keep skirmishing. Snitch, come here. Can you bomb anything in those Crypt Ghouls? Is that Banshee there? There it is. That will do some good damage to the Crypt Ghouls. Very nice. Come back. Though this is looking a little over. Try to kick back a little bit. Snitch run that way. You come this way. Cast this because you're not going to live through the night. If all of our skirmishers can shoot up, that would be good. You are going to die, most likely. So, we will see what we can do about that. Actually, shoot that corpse card if you can. Assassin, try to pull through the slaves, though that seems like a bit of a tall ask for you. Clan rats, you guys are involved, right? Doom wheel, come this way. You're back, good for you. Pop that so you don't break right away. Okie dokie. So all my skirmishers keep shooting. This game's probably still over. Yeah, their lord's decently healthy. His healing cap's coming into sight. There's 2 White Kings and a Banshee in there still. He has Graveguard with great weapons. Yeah, there's too much left. I will not make tank deal with this, so instead, charge! Die honorably! Wall. G. G. Whee! And that is that. Well played to tank, well played. Nice use of the 4 heroes. The Banshee for the leadership debuff, plus 2 White Kings with double Scab's Grace was certainly very good. 800 value, 900 value, 700 value, they all paid for themselves. Trigger Lord did fine. Graveguard were interesting, but I had no Poison Wind to really punish them. The Cav didn't get to pay for themselves because they just jumped into a blob and died. Snitch got good value. Plague Priest got good value. Night Runners, 2 of them paid for themselves. One of the Gutter Runners did. Rat Ogres just died, and the Doom Wheels did quite well. So I do like that build. I like that build. Maybe with 5 heroes, it won't be easily defeated. GG! On to semis. And we'll see if he responds. Just don't want to be rude. On to semis. Yeah, Shetland, with the Skaven passive of something running away, getting the speed up, they are faster running away than they would ever be in battle. So Shetland Apache waiting in the other semifinal. Now Tank waiting in the bottom semifinal. Good to know, good to know. If I bring up the left screen, boop, we can see that. So we're waiting for TN and Artisan Tech Priest to finish their games, and Hayden's and Houseplant to finish theirs. And whichever is ready first, we will hop on in. But until then, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Oh, I'm tired. Got up early so we could go get a puppy. And she's pretty cute. Super nervous about stairs, though. Still isn't ready to go up and down stairs, so she's just in the landing. Has claimed that little corner of the house for herself. And that's nice. Do I have time for a quick battle? I don't know. It's so hard to tell with best of threes. Oh, true. True on the debuffs. Sir Shetland. Okay, we'll do a quick battle quick while we wait for the tournament. And if I'm in the lobby when someone finishes their game, we'll just abandon the quick battle. Good, thanks for hosting. What are you naming the puppy? The puppy's name is Hazel. Hazel the puppy. Ooh, the Wasteland. This map is terrible for Skaven. Well, you already picked Empire. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, puppy's name's Hazel. She's a chocolate, like, lab mutt mix. A real cutie. Let's take an Empire on this map. My normal Empire build requires a lot of shooting, and I feel like we won't get that chance. So let's just be safe and go Skrulk. I will take the Plague Monks because I can actually use them to beat the infantry. Gorich would be fun, but I don't think very good. We'll try the Bonebreaker because I still don't really know what he's about. And I think... I don't know. I've seen people use him to good effect, so we'll see. Bring an Assassin because Assassins are just always good. Always, always. 1 poison wind mortar, 1 globe for archers slash cav. I can't really have good sightlines though, so let's bring a third. And then we'll bring 4 rat ogres, 1 being you, 2 wolf rats with poison. Give me some Skaven slave spears and some clan rat spears. 400 gold left. I can cut you, get one of you. How many ranged assets do I have? Not a lot. Okay. You, and how much more money do I need? You, downgrade you to a normal Skaven slave. Boom, 20 stack. Got a lot of range, got a lot of other stuff. Good, good, good. And checking back in on the tournament, no one's at the semifinals yet, so we should be able to finish this game. Fiji. Or is it the G? It doesn't matter. I wish YouTube wasn't such a stickler about music being played, because that would be kind of fun. I usually play quick battles with like something in the background. Recently I've been enjoying Moon Taxi and Blitzen something. Oh crap. How am I forgetting their name right now? Oh, it's Blitzen Tapper. There, you got a little taste of that. Short enough that I didn't get shut down. But Miss Rat has introduced me to some folk music that I'm not usually into. I'm usually more of an emo kid. Electronic music, that kind of shit. The good stuff. Yeah, Shetland, I feel you there. What do you listen to? Taylor Swift? Lady Gaga? I know you. Actually, I don't know you. I interacted with you once in a YouTube chat. I think we got in a fight. And then now you're here, I think. So largely it's been antagonistic, I think is what I'm trying to say. Stretch. Oh, good stretch. Oh, Shetland, I think when I started playing, I could be mistaken, but I think when I started playing, you were on Turin streams a lot, and you were like really, like, well, I don't want to say popular because that implies that you're not right now, but like, you know, you were the hot shit when I joined. I guess I'll say that. Generally listen to Happy Birthday on repeat. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, for an Empire army with only 750 models. That's not promising, but okay. We'll figure that out as we go. Everybody get out of my face. So, if he has 750 models, he either has a cav rush or a bunch of artillery. But in case he has the artillery, I have to deploy forwards, otherwise I'm going to get shot while I walk up. So we'll move you guys back a little bit, and then put slingers in the back. Good, good. We'll put slave, clan rat. Wait, you're the slave. Okay, so I need another clan rat here, another slave here, another slave here, and that would leave me with 1 reserve clan rat I'll put here, and then my flanks will be protected by dog, rat ogre, dog, rat ogre, rat ogre, rat ogre. Lovely. Okay. Cool, cool. That should be fine. We will have Bonebreaker and Assassin Goon Squad waiting to find whoever their lord is and go kick his ass, and Skrulk will be in the front. Okay. You. You group together, you group together, you group together, you, and then the infantry on their own. All Cav Empire? I don't know. It's quick battle, man. It's the Wild West out here. And still no semifinals are ready for us, so we are officially not wasting any of our semifinalists' time by being here. Lovely. Ready, good luck, have fun. I'll give them about 10-15 seconds before I just hit start, because on quick play, I don't know. If he only has 700 dudes, he should be able to deploy before me. And I will check. Oh shit, I have a lot of text messages. Yeah, name her Lady in Yellow. Oh. A friend of mine is surprised I didn't name the dog Lady so that I could shout out for the lady every waking moment. So that's pretty cute. I should have. Alright, I'll answer a text instead of looking at my screen because that's what smart people do. Okie dokie, move up. What's happening? Ah, shit. Well, we're not that surprised. So we have triple cannon, and I didn't bring any warp lightning or plague claws to counter skirmish, so that's not great. Mortars fire. Everybody else, keep going. Keep going. I don't see a lot of cav. I mean, there's some Empire Knights that could run and flank my Poison Wind Mortars if I leave them behind, but that's fine. We'll deal with that when we get there. Probably run some Wolf Brats back to protect them or something. Let's push forward. Is your second volley off yet? Nope. And you're getting shot by cannons anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What do we got in the sky? Amethyst Wizard and Balthazar Gelt. Does he have Final Trans? Fuck, he has Final Trans. Okay. You, get over there. Lieber, that one. These guys are getting shot to death. Everybody else move up. Poison Wind Globes, just shoot what you can on the way out, because you're clearly getting shot by a bunch of cannons. Yep, you're breaking. How close are you? You're pretty close. Oh shit, don't move into that! I dodged it, barely. Okay, not the worst Final Trans in the world. Keep moving up. I will counter your Final Trans with a Liber Bubonicus. Okie dokie, so we gotta push up. Push up, push up, push up, push up, push up. And just zone them. And honestly, dogs and rat ogres, you guys are gonna have to use offensively instead of defensively. Because we don't have time to do that shit. So, try to weave your way in there, please. In, run away from the cav. In fact, at this point, just recharge that and break it real quick because you need friends. Cavalry coming in, rat ogres, please help the dogs or they will all die, and that is bad. Gehenna's grinning golden hounds, that's interesting. Alright, don't let anybody break. Also just cast this, because why not? Cast a Plague Monk back here to take out that one. Wait for it to cast. Okay, and he's burning mana on not Final Trans, so I know his next Final Trans is going to be a little bit. It's going to be a hot minute. You guys are doing fine, you guys are doing fine. These rallied somehow. Alright, Plague Monks, go. We still have a little bit of time before another Final Trans comes in and we'll really have to separate. So for now, just keep pushing up. Slinger's doing fine. I'm probably nuking a bunch of my own guys, which is not amazing. Ooh, that is a dangerous choice. Get on top of Gelt, please. Alright. Rat Ogres, push up. Push up, push up, push up. You keep chasing after them. Plague Monks are taking care of that. Can you cast a Clan Rat over here? Clan Rat. Lovely. Gelt's taking some work, but might escape. Alright, he escaped. Which is fine. Keep going, keep going. Just shut down as many things as you can. Did you fail that Clan Rat summon? Looks like you did. Shit. Alright, you guys harass that. You come this way, please. Come back to me. Kill that. And scroll. Why are you on 2? You're supposed to be on 1. Whatever. Uh-oh. Flag. Give me another Plague Monk. That Poison Wind's not bad. I don't have a ton of multi-NTD models in here. Liber Bubonicus, you again. Plague Monks, get on top of that, please. Standard die is almost up. Ooh. My assassin fell out of a control group. Not great. Hit him, please. Hit him, please. Things are going quite well. Counter skirmish that if you can. My heroic poison wind mortars are back. The two of them. Very nice. Very nice. Radogre's rallied in time to go kill that cannon for me. You have stand together, and this is going well. Alright, go over there. And poison wind what you can while you can. They surrender. We win a random quick battle. That's how you measure skill, right? Random ass quick battles. Globes did fine. Mortar did what it could. And that was a weird ass build. Alright, we got any semifinals ready? Boom! Tank and Houseplant are ready to go. Houseplant, care to provide any scouting info? And no. Houseplant. Just being a silly. Alright. What do we got? Playing around with this general, I suppose. At tank, at Houseplant, you got a lobby. And we will figure out where these fine lads are at and get into a game. I can host, but if they're already in one, I didn't want to disrupt what they're doing. Houseplant, spectate, 1, 2, 3. Is this him? Nope, wrong password. Spectate, 3, 2, 1. Nope, wrong password. Yes, it is called Houseplant password 1. Got it. Got it. So we're into the first semifinal. Shetland Apache still on the top, waiting for the winner of either a TN or Artisan Tech Priest West. Howdy, folks. Map is Ashen. Tank picks first. And we are in. I need a blocker now that this actually matters. And we don't have one. So add source media file. Oh, what should we do? How about Big Thumb? Boom. Big Thumb. The thumbnail for today's stream was just a bunch of Skaven heroes getting beat up by Empire heroes. We can see Queeks already on the ground. Ashen. I have a bunch of Discord messages. Do you want to lobby? You want to cast these, don't you? Yes. Okay. Just Houseplant clearing up that I did in fact want to join the lobby, and I did in fact want to cast these. Okay. We are on to Eshin, and Tank is going Wood Elves, banning Empire and Dowie. Very similar to what he did versus me. I wonder if, well, I can't say if he'll take the same build yet because I was Bretonia. So I suppose he's not taking the same build into literally everybody. That would be bad. Houseplant's thinking... I know Houseplant's a very good dwarf player, so that being banned against him is actually pretty bad. Ooh. He's going to take Bretonia. Okay. So now we wonder if Houseplant was watching the stream, he'll know what Tank's exact build was, or if Tank will even take the same build. But Tank's a good enough tournament player to know that if you're going to play the same matchup twice, you should flip your build in case, you know. There are sneakier ways of spying on someone than them literally being on the stream hosted by the guy who's hosting the tournament. So hopefully Tank knows that his build was on YouTube. Hopefully. Hank Cyrus popping in saying hello. Hello indeed. We have semifinal number 1 between Houseplant and Tank, and I suppose I need the blocker. Yeah. I do need the blocker, but I do have a scorecard thingy on a different screen. In fact, we'll just switch to that real quick. Remove, add source, media, thumbnail. There you are. Boom. And now I can change these from Ice Power versus Saltier Than You. That was a while ago. 2 Houseplant versus VM Tank. For anybody who wasn't here earlier, I was indeed in the first round of this tournament, and Tank kicked my ass. But I suppose that is nothing new. I think I've beaten Tank once. Not like one game, but like in a best of 3, I beat him once, and I've lost to him, 4, 5, 6 times. This is a dumb question, but is Gorok a Saurus or a Croxy Ancient? Gorok is a Saurus. He is indeed a Saurus. A Saurus. Honestly, I don't play enough Lizardmen, but I forget Gorok's even in this game. And then when he shows up, I'm like, oh, it's you. I don't know. People say Tic-Tac-Toe is a meme lord, but I kind of think Gorok is maybe a little more memey. Ranking them worst to best, it'd be like Nakai's the worst. I think Gorok is the second worst, and Tic-Tac-Toe is third. And some Lizardman players really like Gorok, and they know a lot more than me, so big old grain of salt there. But Gorok's just, I don't know. What's the point? Like, he's just kind of Krokgar, but he can't kill anything. And I guess he's defensive, but the Lizardmen are usually the offensive faction in the fight, so when do they need more defense? I don't know. Ask Bob Tresh. Ask him why you'd ever use Gorok. But at least Tic-Tac-Toe, you can have a flying goon squad type thing, or have him fly down on a mage, just this constant oppression. So Tic-Tac-Toe's still not a great lord, but I think he's better than Gorok. Just looking at the screen, I think Tank already said good luck, have fun, and Houseplant's build is pretty much done, maybe just spending some chevrons. Yep, and the ready up comes in, so we'll get into game very quickly. And I could say that Houseplant definitely does not have the same build as me. Definitely not. Which is probably good, because I did not know Drycha did magic damage. That really fucks with the plan. To anyone who wasn't here earlier, I sent Green Knight to go fight Drycha. I went and rallied some peasants, and by the time I looked back, I noticed he wasn't on my unit cards anymore. And I was like, wait, what the shit? And I thought maybe he got like ungrouped, when that happens and it gets shoved to the end of your score bar. Nope, just dead. Just fucking died. So that was pretty sad. Alright, screen blocker's gone. We are into game 1 between Houseplant on Bretonnia and VM Tank on the Wood Elves. And you probably know what's going on at this point, but you are allowed up to 4 heroes in this format as long as 3 of them are unique. You cannot use a repeat until the 4th hero, though you don't have to take 4 heroes, you can just ignore it. But the idea of the tournament was, honestly, one day I was just looking at the Empire roster and I saw like the Witch Hunter and the Warrior Priest and the Captain of the Empire, and I'm like, this faction has a lot of great heroes and I kind of want to see them. I was talking to an Empire friend of mine, and he just said, nobody takes Witch Hunter because there's better heroes. So I got to scheming about how to see some more. This looks like the same build from Tank. Alright, 5 Dryads, a whole bunch of Eternal Guard with shields, mixed with some War Dancers with Azrai Spears. How many Eternal Guards with shields do we have? Is only 5. Alright, good. Because you can't have more than 5 of one unit type. And then a bunch of Glade Guards, some with Starfire Shafts, some without. It seems like this is Tank's preferred build, with, again, Drycha, the snaggy Wood Elf lady that's been the bane of many players for quite a while. On the other side, the definitely not my build from Houseplant, the same hero core I had except 1 more Paladin, so we have Gotrek, Felix, Fey Enchantress, double Paladin, though they are both on foot, which is a little surprising. And Felix does have Karagul and Helping Hand, so he's a little more elite than my Felix was. And Gotrek has his Rune Axe of Gotrek that I didn't have. One of the Paladins has Guardian. Yep, one of the Paladins has Guardian, one is Naked. What else do we got for peasants here? Bowman. bowmen. So it looks like 2 pox arrows, 2 regular. We have 4 knights of the realm, whole bunch of peasant mobs, and some men-at-arms with shields, not spears. Very interesting stuff. Early impressions, seeing how my game against tank went, and Houseplant's build is similar, but like, you know, a little different on the fringes. I think, I don't know, he has more cav, and he's probably better with the cav than I am, though. Build-wise, I would favor Houseplant. I'm going to go with it. Build-wise, I would favor Houseplant, but we'll see. Certainly very close, and that's just gun to my head, I have to pick a favorite type of thing. Honestly, these 2 builds are very, very capable of dealing with things, because clearly there are 6 or 7 spearmen that can defend those archers quite well, while the archers pound into the Knights of the Realm. And 90 armor plus shields is nice, but Wood Elves have a habit of deleting things anyway. Look out for just a second. Shetland Apache still waiting on an opponent, so nothing to report over there. And Drycha getting a little aggressive, just as they did in Game 1. With those Malevolent Dryads popping right on top of the peasants. And it looks like, will the Hero Corps go to deal with them, or is Houseplant just going to largely ignore them? Largely ignore them with some Knights of the Realm just to shock charge them down and get them away from the peasants. Maybe they can rally, but those peasants might break still. They're just fluctuating a lot. Maybe they'll rally. We'll see. Knights of the Realm taking charge over here and not getting a bender into the trade. Sure, they have taken those Dryads to half health, but you can see now that they are down to half health with all this Archer counterfire, and they are a more expensive unit. So on the whole, not an amazing trade for Bretonnia. And follow up with, is that a Spirit Leech or something? Something. Certainly not good. Maybe that'll help me. Yep. All right. Milkoth's Mystifying Miasma for the slow, and the damage will officially break off those Knights of the Realm. So Knights of the Realm over here getting well onto the Glade Guard and doing good damage to that unit, but there are spears nearby. There's other archers nearby. And it looks like Houseplant is just trying to cause a bunch of threats in a bunch of different areas and pull the tank apart, but it looks like tank is weathering that storm quite well. So we have some peasant archers over here pulling away, just trying to stay alive, if not online, and some idle heroes in the middle, soon going to run over. Now the Fey Enchantress and wherever heroes go should win, because if 5 heroes lose against some basic spearmen, that would be a problem. So it's up to tank to spread this fight out and really make those heroes run. Especially if he realizes the paladins are on foot. Because the Wood Elves should be faster. 36 speed, 34, yeah. The Wood Elves are largely faster than the paladins, so with effective kiting they should be able to keep their distance. But then these Knights of the Realm are still running around. Now they are very injured. Let's see, there's 1 unit there still alive, 1 unit there still alive, but injured. 1 unit over there extremely dead. So yeah, it looks like the heavy cav of Bretonnia has already taken a massive beating and will not be much of a factor for Bretonnia. And now it's down to peasants and heroes. Fey Enchantress taking a ton of work from these Glade Guards, and the Glade Guard Starfire Shafts just, ugh, so much damage to her. She only has 15 armor though, so that makes a lot of sense. What else is going on? Some Knights of the Realm have rallied. There's not that many of them. Maybe with some healing they'll do okay, but I don't know if the Fae's going to waste her mana on that. And Peasant Bowmen are just desperately trying to stay alive. But here it very quickly has turned into these 5 heroes walking around while surrounded on all sides by Wood Elves. So I imagine that whoever is currently being attacked will run away, and everyone else will shoot. Now the Fey Enchantress is on a horse. She can catch them, but she can't overextend into melee range of Drycha without her hero buddies. So maybe if tank keeps pulling back, he'll be fine. Full health unit of Dryads coming back in over here. And the balance of power is relatively even because a lot of the gold is still on the table for Bretonnia, but I think a lot of them, you know, a lot of the assets are pretty fucked. Shetland Patch saying, I think the Cav you give up for extra heroes here just isn't worth it for Brett, but maybe Houseplant will prove me wrong. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably right. But the memes. You need the memes, Shetland. Though you're probably right. 5 heroes, still running, still getting shot. Though some cav, ooh, these Knights of the Realm didn't break on the charge, and now we'll actually get in on top of these Glade Guard, just stalling them long enough, and maybe the leadership of the Fey Enchantress could keep these guys in the fight for a second, but they are going to immediately break. Some Mortis Engine damage going down, but not enough. Fey has 60% resist when fighting Drycha. I suppose it is magic damage, yeah. But I meant just that Drycha is a good combatant, and Fey is not as much. 46 melee attack to 68. Low weapon strength. It's not great. It's not Great. Looks like Earthblood going down here. Yeah, Earthblood on this hero squad, but they are going to keep running around. Now, maybe one of the reasons that the foot paladins were taken is because on foot they have shields and they're tiny, so a lot of these arrows here are going to miss, and that's actually proving quite difficult for tank to wear them down, whereas my paladin and Fae and Green Knight were all on horses, so they're actually quite easy to hit with such things. Fae running out a little far ahead of her hero squad, should probably get back there and protect them, but we will see. That is a lot of spearmen waiting for the Fae Enchantress, but as long as the Fae is still alive, she does have the Mortis Engine. It doesn't matter how many guys you throw at her. What else do we even have alive for Tourney? That's going to shatter. Alright, it's gone. Over here, we do have 2 units of Peasant Bowmen. Do either of them have the Pox arrows? One does. So 1 Pox arrow, 1 regular, with some Peasant mobs to guard them, and it looks like that's all for Bretonnian besides their hero core. Bounce power is slightly Wood Elf favored, but we will see as the Fae Enchantress keeps trying to kill these Glade Guard, and it looks like they shoot a volley off into some random shattered units. Now, Fae is going to be a little bit surrounded here, but she will largely be fine. The Mists of the Lady give her -5 melee attack to everyone around her, so you can see these spears only have 21. And she's even going to throw a Comet on herself with her Chalice of Potions to try and disperse this crowd. I think that was maybe a good situation for Houseplant. Maybe shouldn't have used that to try to scare him away. Just sit in that and take it. Yeah, those Eternal Guard. They're not even Azrai. Where are those War Dancers? Yeah, the War Dancers are here, and Fae Enchantress would not want to sit in them, but these cheap units probably should have just let them get drained down. Felix is running around with these Paladins, has plenty of healing left in the healing cap. I wonder... We do have regrowth on the Fae Enchantress, so she could throw a regrowth on Felix, and that would be fine. Over here, the peasants are rallying and trying to come to the aid of their lord. I wonder if Tank even knows they're there. Huh. I mean, they are slow-moving peasants. But all in all, that's like less than 1,000 gold over here, so I guess it's really not worth that much. Felix getting very low. I think if the mana is there, he should get regrowth, because otherwise he's going to break, and if he breaks, he's probably not coming back. Oh, his leadership is fluctuating so much. I saw something coming in, and there's a regrowth. Is it overcasted? It might just be a regular one, but he is getting healed up quite well, and he takes a massive pounding. Does he stay and fight? Yes, he barely stays. That is very clutch. His healing cap does come into sight, but he did not break, and it looks like Tank's archers are running very, very low on ammo. That's going to be tricky. So the Fae running over, draining some of these Starfire shafts again. Felix dodging as many shots as he can, doing quite well there. Honestly, every shot wasted is a big boon. And you can see Bretonnia has finally pulled ahead on the balance of power. As the peasants start engaging these War Dancers with Azrai Spears, they are unshielded with only 15 armor. That's actually huge for these peasants. It's probably the best value they're going to get for the rest of this game. So that is very nice. Over here, the hero core is recombining, and all their health bars are very, very good, except for Felix's, though he is healing capped, so he's not that bad. And that's going to be a Melkoth's coming in, I think. Ooh, yeah, Melkoth's on the back one so that the Azrai Spears can try to catch up to it, cause its leadership to go down, and maybe shatter. Nope, looks like the first or second time they've been broken. Back here with the hero core, a ton of Wood Elf fire coming in, but honestly, I think it's hitting more Wood Elves than Bretonnians at this point. Fae Enchantress is very low on, well, net health very low. Her bar is still quite high, but she has no higher she can go. Every arrow that hits sticks at this point. Felix is also pretty much healing capped. He's going to get there quite soon, especially with his helping hand healing going on. All the rest of the peasants are broken. Doesn't look like they'll be able to come back with Dryads chasing them around, and I don't know if Tank has the stopping power left in the tank to take out... to take out all of these heroes. Hey, Arbroter. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Fae Enchantress coming in, draining down these War Dancers with Azrai Spears. And these are really the last stopping power that the Wood Elves have. Maybe a little bold to throw them in here without much support. As you can see, everybody else is just waiting. Now, it's usually smart to leave your other units outside, let their vigor get back, let them get to fresh, but I don't know about sending in one of your most elite units first to do the dying. Maybe not what I would do. Though Tank beat me, so who gives a shit what I would do. And while we have a slow grind to the death of the hero squad, I will check the other thing. Shetland Apache still waiting on an opponent, and I have a Discord message. Not from anything important to this immediate moment, so I will come back to the game. Race to the Frozen Heart are now jumping into the fight as Tank just sends one after the other in, trying not to get too many things mortised down at the same time. Now these War Dancers are running and they are super low in health, so if they ever try to get back in the fight, I think they will die. Fey Enchantress, 1,000 health and getting shot at by these bows, but she is free and clear, should be able to dodge a lot of them, and that's the last of the Wood Elf ammo going into the dust. So the biggest thing against the Bretonnians here is a problem very near and dear to my heart, and it's going to be leadership. Paladins are dirty, filthy cowards, so is Felix, so really only Gotrek's going to be a good, strong-standing citizen here, and the Fey Enchantress is going really far out of the box, and that's a little interesting considering that her Mortis engine is most of the value against these spears. Without her, they can pile in and actually start to do some damage to Gotrek and the Paladins. Though, Paladins on foot, not large targets, these spears actually have pretty shit melee stats if you're not large, because they only have a 26 melee attack, where if you were large, they would have 41. And 41 makes quite a difference when you have a melee defense of 55, 40, and 50. So on foot, those characters will be quite tanky. Fey Enchantress is coming back with a full health unit of Dryads coming in, and Drycha herself is full health, which is interesting to say. That is bad for tank, because if she was at low health right now, she could be giving that melee attack aura to all of her troops around here while just skirting around the outsides. But she's full health, so it looks like tank has decided to get her involved and hopefully get her to take a little bit of damage to give an army-wide buff. Not map-wide, but at this point, all the fighting is going to be done in a tight circle, so effectively army-wide. Fey Enchantress coming back, there are no arrows left to punish her, but her leadership is quite low, and if she ever comes near any of these spears, Mortis engine or not, she will get poked down. Tank's going somewhere. Ah, he's chasing off Felix. Keep that healing off. And oh, did I mention that the Paladins and Felix are all dirty cowards? I feel like I brought that up. Did I maybe possibly mention that they are dirty, filthy cowards? Ugh. There are so many games where people, and I know the Paladins are very strong. Like, I objectively know that. But there are games where people are like, God, Paladins are so OP, and then mine get hit once by a Vargulf and immediately break and just run off the map. And I'm like, yup, feel pretty strong. Fucking, ugh. Drycha getting a good hit on the Fey Enchantress, bringing it down to 800 health. Felix is still running. I feel like he probably should have rallied in that much space. I mean, but okay. Fey Enchantress is doing her best to buy him some space. That Paladin's not coming back. That Paladin's not coming back. And Gotrek is desperately trying to free up some of his friends. But leadership is the death of all good factions. And the Fey Enchantress is taking a little bit more poking probably from these Eternal Guards of Spears as Drycha is right on top of her. And how have you not rallied, my dude? You have so much distance. You have so much distance. Oh my word. He's going to run off the map. That's crazy. Fey Enchantress not doing great on leadership either, and she's very fast on her unicorn, so if she breaks at all, she is going straight off. And Felix is definitely going to break, because now she's closer than she was before. So if he rallies at this moment, that's some bullshit. All right. Felix is gone. That Paladin's not coming back. That Paladin's not coming back. The Fey is super low in leadership, has no healing cap left, and we're going to come down to just Gotrek. And I don't think that's going to be enough to take out all these Wood Elf bodies, because Gotrek is unfortunately weak to mass amounts of chaff. And mass amounts of chaff is what tank has in spades. Fey Enchantress is desperately fighting these Eternal Guards with shields, but they get one hit on her. They get a couple more, and she's so close to breaking. So close. So maybe there's something to tank's build, this just chaff on chaff and run down the Bretonnians. Could be a pretty good strat. As Fey is broken, she'll probably shatter soon, or just straight up die. I'm kind of surprised her Paladins haven't shattered and army losses hasn't kicked in, considering she is definitely about to die. 42 health, and she is dead. With that, the Paladins will be walked off very slowly. Gotrek will fight to the death against these Wraiths of the Frozen Heart, who are surprisingly not breaking. Felix seems like he always disappoints. Yeah, mostly. Alright, I do have to test something. There was a theory that the balance of power affects, like, if a unit with not a lot of balance of power is chasing a unit with a lot, that unit can rally while being chased. I need to see if that happens, because that Paladin's definitely worth a lot. Alright, he shattered due to army losses, most likely. And now Gotrek is fighting. Maybe if he can kill Drycha, he can kill everything else, but even if he kills Drycha, this is going to get extremely complicated. So that was a close game. At one point, I actually thought Bretonnia definitely had it, and then the Paladins and Felix decided to be little pansies. On the other screen, Shetland Apache still waiting for an opponent. There's Tien and Artisan Tech Priest must be having quite the duel. Quite the duel indeed. Oh, gonna stretch while Gotrek slowly slaps his way through a horde of trees. He is armed with an axe, so he is appropriately kitted for this type of work. But unfortunately for him, Drycha is a fearsome opponent indeed. 73 melee attack versus his 50 melee defense means she should hit more often than not on him. The valiant Gotrek just fighting against all these trees. If he gets his healing proc, it won't even matter that much actually because his healing cap's so close. That's a new thing. Let's try just melee defense. Only 40, so he should be landing good attacks on her if he's even hitting her. Though he might be getting distracted by all these dryads and just swinging into them. Every so often, only 700 health left on him. Nearly twice as much on Drycha, and all of a sudden, not twice as much. Gotrek gets 2 more hits in on her. She'll die. But I doubt that Tank's going to let that happen. Oh, maybe he does. Charging back in. A little risky. Gotrek's healing looks like it popped, but it didn't actually heal him at all. Though he did get a good hit on Drycha. If he can get one more, maybe he can kill her. But with 68 health, you are not defeating the rest of this Wood Elf army, my friend, and Gotrek goes down. Very well played by these two combatants. TN messaging me and saying there was a rule break, so there's a rematch going on in the first round, which is fine because we have this to entertain us. Paladin's not paying for themselves quite. Felix either. Gotrek and the Fey Enchantress doing a lot of the carrying there. Peasants did fine. Peasant arrows did okay. Knights of the Realm, one of them paid for themselves, the other struggled. Drycha did okay, but I'm guessing that this value is going to be spread out across a lot of places. Looks like 500 on each of the Dryads paying for themselves. Pretty much just everything on Tank's roster paying for itself, with some of the Glade Guard going above and beyond. GG, well played. Next map. Oh, what's a good map? What's a good map? Ooh, Carrick Asgal. Asgal. Okay, so Tian and Artisan Tech Priest are dealing with some rule break stuff. Sounds like they're working it out without my help, which is the best kind of rule break stuff. And Shetland will be kept waiting yet again. And I can update the scorecard and get the blocker back up. Boop. And we have Tank with 1. Boom. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Houseplant is picking Empire, banning Dwarves and Vampire Counts. Very nice. Alright, Shetland. Take over the stream for a bit, entertain the masses. I'll be right back. I have to see if the new puppy is doing okay. Oh, and go to the bathroom. BRB? Have you fed her yet? Good. Let's do 3 and see how she does. Have you looked up online? Just a couple. Though her mom did say it's not lunchtime yet, so I assume she used to get lunch.
Yeah. Well, they used to kind of do more of like the just which. Yeah.
But she's a puppy. She can take it.
Yeah, I did take her outside and she peed, so that's good.
Well, good. Thanks, hon. All right, puppy's doing okay. Puppy is plenty alive. What do we got here? We have Empire versus Tomb Kings. This is normally a terrible matchup for the Tomb Kings, in my opinion. A light caster with nets and Shen's Burning Gaze can kill almost any Tomb King's hero or lord. It's tricky for the Tomb Kings, but we'll see what Tank has in mind. Tank is certainly a good undead player. and picked the Tomb Kings into the Empire, meaning he probably has a plan. Shetland Apache in the chat, posting a bunch of silly little pictures to try to entertain people while I was gone. Thank you for that. And peeking back at the bracket, my friend, you still do not have an opponent. Unfortunately. Okay, do I have a picture of Hazel? I do. Somewhere. Alright. I think this is kind of even. Fair. You're allowed to have that opinion. It's wrong, but you're allowed to have that opinion. Alright, to entertain you while these people pick their armies. We have a picture of Hazel! Aw, Hazel! Aw, look at that good little puppy. Look at that little puppy! She's so pretty. She currently lives... Oh, that's Mrs. Rat. She currently lives in our little landing area because she's too scared to go up those 3 steps there. But that's Hazel. We got her today. She's very lovely. She's 3 months old because I have a cat and I wanted a puppy so that, you know, you don't get like a shelter dog that you don't know until it attacks the cat because it apparently hates cats. And it's like, well, let's get something young enough to not know whether or not it hates cats. But scorecard. Okay. But there was your distraction of a puppy. And apparently Snapchat is just popping off next to me. And I'll check that later. And we're getting into game. Perfect timing yet again. I am the best streamer. Wow. So good. Much wow. Much wow. Blocker, go away. Boom. On to Houseplant and Tank Game 2. Game 2. What are all these texts about? What's going on? Oh shit, one of them is a video. I'll watch it later. She will just learn to hate cats? No! Ed's a good boy. Ed's a good boy. Very lovely. Over here we have 4 Outriders from Houseplant, 2 Empire Knights, 5 Halberdiers. That's new. It's very new. A Bright Wizard with Burning Head and Fireball, and Volkmar the Grim with his usual kit of 3 spells. 4 Swordsmen as a front line, 5 Swordsmen as a front line, and none of them are Sigmar's Sons. This is a very interesting build from Houseplant. I mean, he can play however he wants, but I don't necessarily think this is a, like, off the cuff, I would say this is a bad strategy. But we'll see. I mean, if he beats tanks, then I can shut my mouth. I should probably shut my mouth anyway. Ball. Very different than what I usually see. Here we have some Nekara and Skeleton Horsemen. Are they on both flanks or just one? One flank. We have Sepulchral Stalkers, Eyes of the Desert. Nice anti-large flanking. Casket of Souls. A bunch of random spears with some Tomb Guard as a front line to actually try to win the front line fight. Very interesting. 2 Shopti Greatbow, one of which is the Chosen of the Gods. We have a Tomb Prince and Arkan the Black. Very nice. I usually like to take a cannon or 2, maybe even 3, to counter skirmish with the Ushopti. They do a lot of damage, outrange them. They're usually pretty accurate. I think that's good stuff. The Bright Wizard's a good choice. I still think there should be a Net Wizard somewhere, but yeah. I feel like you need archers. Like, Huntsmen are really good against Tomb Kings, in my opinion. We'll see. Yeah, not Skaven approved. Though I suppose I do, you know, I never rely on melee infantry to win me the fight, so when I see a build that relies on melee infantry, I'm going to instinctively be like, boo! This is dumb. Where are my weapons teams? Meh, meh, meh. On the other screen still, seeing how Tien and Artisan Tech Priest are doing. Still figuring it out. Outriders. They should, I mean, they'll win the skirmish game because there's not a lot of skirmish to be had, but there's a Casket of Souls and 2 Ushopti Greatbow to fire back at them artillery-wise, and they get outranged, so If tank's on top of it, they'll take a lot of damage on the approach and won't really get to fire too well, I think. Shetland saying you don't mind this build if he uses the missile cav well. True. True. I just think there's a lot of tools to stop the missile cav from being that effective. Casket of Souls does actually pretty well against Empire Cavalry, I've found. Because the shots kind of spread out like that, but they have decent impact areas, so then spread out cav both get screwed up by the little impact areas, and how spread out it is can actually usually hit a couple horse models. Chosen of the Gods Ushabti firing in, not really caring what they use their ammo on, they just kind of want to use it. I think tank's less concerned about running out of ammo and more concerned with eventually just constantly running. Because running Ushabti are not effective Ushabti. I do imagine that they will get turned onto these Outriders once the Outriders get in range, as that's the only real threat for a lot of the Tomb King's assets. And Ark in the Black and Volkmar the Grim are just handshaking to run past each other and not really interact. As we say that, some Ushabti Greatbow bolts rip into these Outriders. Chosen of the Gods still doing pretty well. Nahakar Horseman getting a free charge, though not so free on the exit as Volkmar traps a few of them up on his massive body and just starts swinging at them. So that's not ideal for the Tomb Kings. Still more Casket of Souls fire coming in, and I think Tank is just having the Casket of Souls kill the front line so that eventually it'll be these Outriders shooting at Tomb Guard and eventually running out of ammo. But we'll see, maybe he turns the Casket of Souls onto the Skirmish Cav now that they're probably in range. We will see. Nope, still firing at Swordsman. So, Chosen the Gods down to half ammo, the other Ushabti about 1/3 missing. Tomb Prince getting on top of Volkmar will actually be a good fight for the Tomb Prince. I think it usually has better stats than him. Yeah, it has anti-large and already better stats. So, Volkmar will not want to take that duel at all. Casket of Souls firing in on some more swordsmen. That Casket of Souls really hates swordsmen. I don't know what swordsmen did to it in a previous life, but it's not about it. Bunch of Outriders shooting this Tomb Prince to death. Very tough for him. The Ushabti finally back online and firing into those Outriders, but they're so nice and clumped right now. I really think the Chosen of the Gods should be on top of them. Casket of Souls should be on top of them. But it looks like Tank is prioritizing the Empire Knights and the Chaff. It looks like we're just going to kill all the Chaff until there's none left to fight. Tomb Guard getting roasted a bit by the Burning Head before pulling back and pulling some swordsmen into it. So overall, an even trade for both players, though probably worse for Houseplant since, you know, he's the one that used the mana. But damage to Tomb Guard is still good damage. Casket of Souls still firing. I think it's still firing at swordsmen. It's got a grudge. It's a grudge. And that Burning Head almost reached this line of Halberdiers, which would have been pretty funny. Now these Ushabti Greatbow, it looks like they're maybe firing in on the Volkmar Grim, but no, they're still firing on the Outriders, which is a good choice in my opinion. And Casket of Souls still coming in, still hating on, Halberdiers now. Switching it up a little bit. Spirit Leech coming in on the Outriders. And Chosen the Gods, what are they shooting at? Because again, those spreading arrows would do really nice damage up here against these Outriders. We'll just have to see where they decide to cast them. It says they're firing at something, but I don't know what. Casket of Souls now firing in onto Empire Knights, but missing a little bit as they run around. Ark in the Black taking a massive fireball in the head. I'm guessing that was overcasted. Because over here, Tomb Prince and Spearmen are having a tough time against Volkmar. I imagine we'll see a Soulfire Bombardment there once it's off cooldown, and a nice Burning Head coming in here, hitting some skeletons, but it might curve a little bit into the Halberdiers and break them. Nope, it is just an excellent cast, killing an entire unit of Spearmen. Very, very nice. Now the Outriders, 2 of them are full health and fine, the other 2 are half health, so largely the Outriders have been kept online this whole game. Volkmar the Grim's doing fine, he can regen up to his cap. That Tomb Prince is very injured, Arkin's very injured, and the things that aren't injured are low on ammo. So I do think that maybe the Empire is currently favored in the state of the game, though the bounce power is very even. Very, very even. I haven't seen the Ushabti free summon yet, so maybe we're waiting for that to get to the late game. But Volkmar the Grim is coming back here to shut down that Casket of Souls himself. He's tired of waiting for other people to do it. Finally, some of the Outriders are getting taken out. That unit is very, very low. Maybe comes back, but will probably get broken very quickly if it does. 2 units still full health, 1 unit at about 1/3. Houseplant trying to counter skirmish with the Sepulchre Stalkers and doing quite well now that multiple Outriders have gotten online, but the Sepulchre Stalkers will fire back with Chosen of the Gods' help, and you can see now those Outriders are getting deleted. Personal opinion, I think that should have been happening all game long, because you have a ton of assets here that do a lot of damage to these Outriders. but Tank had prioritized the Swordsman, and I guess that's going okay because a lot of his ranged assets haven't been compromised since the Swordsman was so weak. But just as I say that, Chosen of the Gods are forced into combat with 2 Swordsmen and a Halberdier, certainly not a winning engagement for them. Sparkle Stalker, Eyes of the Desert's just firing in on some chaff over here, trying to take care of them as a overcasted fireball is coming in on Ark, and it might honestly kill him outright. Nope, it just does half his health. He's down to 480 health, and he's not quite crumbling yet. Now, Volkmar the Grim has had trouble dealing with this Casket of Souls. He's killed all the skeletons around it, but didn't actually stop the casket. Though at this point, I don't know if it matters that much, because the casket's pretty much out of ammo. Outriders firing in on Sparkle Stalkers, who are out of ammo themselves, so they can't counterfire, and they are getting absolutely work done. Now, of the Outriders left, I see 3, 2 with about half health, 1 with full, and that one broke again. I think Houseplant, once it rallies, Houseplant should leave it for a bit, let it lose some of that leadership debuff from taking damage recently, and let it get its vigor back, just so that it doesn't break another time. Chosen of the Gods are officially out of ammo and fighting some Halberdiers. Skeleton Horsemen coming out of the backfield. Now, they are 400 gold cav. They are very bad in combat, but any asset at this point is useful, though it does look like Balance of Power is slipping very heavily away from the Tomb Kings, and the Empire will win it. GG, well played. Cap Morgan popping in, saying, how's the tourney going? Tourney is going well, my friend. Tank kicked my butt in round 1, and then Houseplant advanced to fight him in the semifinals, and we are going to game 3. Outrider, one getting 400 value, one getting 600, but the other 2 getting quite a lot to pay for themselves. A lot of the chaff didn't quite pay for itself, but that is what chaff does. Volkmar and the Bright Wizard did well. Where's all the value? Huh. Not a lot of... The money doesn't add up for me. I guess a lot of the value, quote-unquote, was ammo spent by the Tomb Kings, and that's why the Balance Power went so heavily against them. All right. Sparkle Stalkers did well. Chosen the Gods and Ushapti and Casket of Souls did fine. As I've said, and I'm not trying to harp on Tank, I'm just offering my thoughts on the battle. I think the ranged assets should have focused on the Outriders, and then the rest would have come later, or focused on Volkmar. But killing all the chaff, it was neat to keep your front line alive, but the problem was ammo in the late game, and the Chosen of the Gods, the Ushapti, the Casket of Souls were all just running out of ammo, and there was so much left for them to deal with. Very, very well played. Interesting. Value crumbles. True. All right, last map. Last map. Last map. Let's pick a good one. Prague. Prague's good. Prague's good. Houseplant. Pick 3. Ban 1. Undead are very unfair in the score screen. Yeah. Though it's funny because vampire counts are kind of the opposite, where they overheal so much that you get a ton of value off of them, and then everything feels really good. Okie dokie. Just had somebody pop in and tell me they missed the tournament because they slept in a little bit late, and that is fine. I was going to do something. Oh yeah, I need a blocker. That's what I was going to do. And I was going to change the score. So we have Houseplant now at 1 and Tank at 1. Let me know in chat who you think is going to win between Houseplant and Tank, RTK versus VM. And also, what should be the first map for Shetland Apache versus somebody? Because I'm just picking these maps as I go. I don't really care what they end up on as long as it's not crazy. So if I see a map in the chat that somebody wants, it's fine. Except for you, Shetland. You don't get to pick your own map. That's some bullshit. Okay, map is Prague. Houseplant is going to pick 3, ban 1. Tank is going to ban one of those 3, pick his own, and then Houseplant will have 2 factions left to pick from. He's well, I want to say he's probably going to pick dwarves because he loves dwarves. But picking dwarves, I guess it's part of your 3. So you're not necessarily first picking dwarves, but dwarves are better as a counter pick. So if I'm guessing Houseplant, I'd say he's going to pick dwarves. lizard men. Dwarves, lizard men, and chaos. Damn it, greenskins. Okay, I was close though. I got 2 out of 3. So dwarves, lizards, and greenskins ban Skaven. That is good. I mean, Skaven are good against lizards and good against dwarves. So Tank's easy pick would be ban greenskins, pick Skaven. So it's a good pick ban from the house plant. And in between games, if you are... Well, let's see. I don't want to make an ass of myself. Hold on. Yeah, Logic is streaming a King of the Hill right now, so Logic_EU. If in between games you're getting a little bored and don't really want to wait around and listen to me blather on, you can go over to Logic_EU, see if he's in the middle of the game, have some fun there, and then pop back over, see how this is going. I would not blame you one bit. Tank is banning the lizardmen, picking vampire counts. I think Houseplant is going to go dwarves here. Yep, dwarves. Shetland also calling it in the chat. Very nice. I do have a screen blocker up, right? Good, perfect. Shetland, my man, when are you going to get an opponent? What's going on over there? TN and Artisan Tech Priest having a best of 3 that lasted longer than my best of 3 versus Tank, a quick battle, and now the semi-final best of 3. I kind of want to know what's going on. I wish I was watching that one. Alright, Houseplant's a goddamn hero. This build is already hype. And he's probably still got some money left, but this is my new favorite thing. I can't see what Tank has because I'm not the host. I can't flip back and forth, so I can only see what Houseplant's building, but Houseplant's got some spice, ladies and gentlemen. Who? Finally over. An Artisan Tech Priest is going to be Shetland Apache's opponent. So Shetland, I know you're chilling in the YouTube chat. If you can host a game for me, get Tech Priest in it, and the first map will be Pillar of Bone. First map will be Pillar of Bone, do picks and bans, and then hopefully I can hop into your game and just like bim bam boom get going. So, Pillar of Bone, please host the lobby, picks bans. Thank you very much. And that'll just help the stream keep moving a little bit as we finish up game 3 here. And I'm watching Houseplants build carefully because it keeps changing a lot. It moved away from the spiciness and now it's kind of back, but there's currently some issues with it. Yep, okay, hold on. And have 2 of same hero without 4 heroes. No! Alright, good. Tank caught that I sent a message. Now we just need Houseplant to unready and check. Yep. You're good. It's a new format. Okay. So we caught it. We didn't have to stop the game and do a rule break thing. And Tien's in the chat. We had a normal first round, a Dwarven mirror match second game. Quite tedious. That sounds like it. And a Vampire Counts Greenskins third game with zombie summon cycle charge stuff. Lasted 10 minutes. Found an illegal build and had to rematch. Oh. Oh joy. That sounds just terrible, my friend. In the Dwarven mirror match, did you both go artillery, or what happened there? Because I know when I've played the mirror match, it's like a bunch of thunderers and rangers with great weapons. That kind of stuff. Oh, broke a rule again. I didn't even realize that at the time, but Houseplant broke another rule. He didn't have enough units. That's pretty funny. We're doing some Dwarven Jenga here to try to get a legal build that Houseplant likes against vampire counts. Both went Dwarf Infantry line. Ooh. Oof, that would be a slow game. Dwarves are not known for their armor piercing. Unfortunately. I hope you at least had Dwarf Warriors with great weapons and not just sitting there with regular Dwarf Warriors slapping each other. It's fun watching Longbeards hitting Longbeards for 10 minutes. No. No. Oh, that's terrible. Alright, Houseplant doing some big thinking. Big thinking. I've seen him go through at least 5 different builds, so he's just doing his best. Otherwise, how could you not have enough? Oh, Shetland. When you spend your money on 5 heroes, it's very easy to run out of troops. But again, he's switched builds at least 6 times while we've been talking, so. I saw everything from thunders and cannons to 5 heroes that are just so expensive that he didn't have enough to field an army. On and on and on. But we are getting into the game. Let's go. Take the blocker down. Get that shit out of here. We don't need it. And we will see at last. His build ended up still being kind of fun. The original one that I thought was spicy was Gotrek Felix, Thorgrim Grudgebearer, and 2 Master Engineers. And I thought that would be fun. That's not what we got. Instead, we have a very elite box. We have a Master Engineer with the Fire Ring of Thori for a magical fire damage Scab Scrath. We have the Dragonback Slayers. We have Hammers and... Okay, that's not a hammer. Hammers, the Peak 8 Guard as well. And I believe 3 Ironbreakers. Ironbreakers, including 1 Norgrimling's Ironbreakers. Peak 8 Guard do magic damage, so they will do quite well against any ghost characters. We have the Grumbling Guard for AoE Vigor on this very, very tight formation. And I thought I saw another Longbeard with great weapons somewhere. There they are. So very just elite, strong Dowie Corps, no real range to deal with at all. That's fair. I haven't thought about the Dowie Best Friend Squad. It's a Dowie Best Friend Squad. Over here we have a Corpse Cart. Oh, good. If that was a black coach, I was going to be like, God damn it. Okay. We have a Necromancer with the Forbidden Rod and AoE healing. We have Banshee, 2 White Kings, Lamian Vampire Lord in the sky, Graveguard with great weapons, the Sternsman, Graveguard with great weapons. Alright, so 4 Graveguard with great weapons, 2 Graveguard, one of which is the Sternsman, some zombies, and some Skeleton Warriors on the front line, and a Corpse Cart in the back. Now, with this tournament format in mind, I did think it would also be very friendly to Vampire Counts players, but let's all be honest, they need a little bit of love once in a while. But with such a good hero roster, because I think the Vampire Counts have the best hero roster. Not that they have the most, they actually have only 3 types of heroes, but they're just all so good. Oh, they have 4. They have the Vampire Caster ladies, but they're just good. I mean, Vampire Counts players love their Banshees, they love their Necromancers and their White Kings, and they're usually limited by hero slots, so it's a little fun to get to see them let loose. The Lamian Lord is realizing that there's nothing really to threaten her as she moves up, so she can just take her time, get up here. I wouldn't cast a Breath Attack just yet, as it's easily dodged when there's nothing else going on, but she can just walk around and get some scouting in, see what she can do, maybe summon a zombie or something. These breaths are going to be brutal? Yeah, maybe. Ooh, and a very, very early attack by the Lamian Lord. Interesting from tank. Disrupting the Ironbreakers a little early. You think you'd want to do that when the rest of your front line is here? Yeah, you think you'd want to do that when the rest of your front line's here to stop them from throwing their charges, but it looks like they just went in, not really getting any damage done, not taking very much either, which is fair, but it felt like a little bit of a waste of a zombie summon. Maybe Tank knows something I don't. Maybe he just got some bad RNG on the charge. Maybe if the charge had, gone more in his favor, he could have killed a lot. But here we go again for another charge. Still haven't... how many Iron Breakers are there usually? 90 on the Norgrim, 75 normally. Okay, so 3 Iron Breakers have died, and now Thorgrim's coming over. I don't know if that was worth it offhand, but we will see. Can't single end any monsters if you take 4 heroes. True. But it's fun, Tien. But it's fun. Norgrimling's Ironbreakers chilling on the front, ready to throw into these zombies. Meanwhile, Ironbreakers on the side are throwing into some Graveguard and zombies, doing great damage. Hammerers sprinting out there to do combat. And the nice thing about this build is that there's not really a backline to protect. It's just all frontline. So no matter where the vampire counts hit you, no matter how much they try to flank you or summon zombies, you will just grind them down. Thorgrim, Grudgebear, no, that's not what I want to see. These Ironbreakers took massive damage. They're at least half health, but they lost about 25 out of 70 models. That being said, they are getting some good blasting charges thrown in here, and actually, never mind, it looked impressive, but didn't actually do that much damage just yet. There's more damage. Alright, getting a little bit, though the Necromancer should be able to heal up the Graveguard easily enough over time. On this flank, we do have an engagement. The Graveguard and zombies are very low, but the great weapons are doing excellent work against the hammers, and the Lamian Lord is diving down. I imagine a Seduction will come out quite soon, if it hasn't already been used. Once the Enfeebling Foe wears off. Firing of Thori coming down, doing a lot of damage to the Graveguard that are already crumbling, a little bit to the great weapons. And where is that Seduction? Especially with the Slayers on the back of you here, AoE Seduction would be nice. Norgrimling's Ironbreaker still just throwing some casual blasting charges into those passing by, and it looks like Tank is abandoning the surround and instead focusing and trying to come in from one angle. Since he realized, as I mentioned it, there's nothing to flank, so no real reason to spread out. Kind of want to stay all in the Necromancer's healing aura, stay with the White Kings, etc., etc. Imagine playing a game for fun. I do. I do imagine that. I wish it could happen someday. Another nice breath attack down on the P8 guard. This one doing about half health damage as well. And that is a lot of blasting charges. Oh, lordy. Oh, those Graveguard with great weapons are not having a good time. As we mentioned earlier, the full surround approach has been abandoned for instead just a straight up front charge. Want to reduce the area of attack as much as possible and limit the damage you're taking so you can nicely regen up. Speaking of playing games for fun, I've been trying to get into Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I am just having a hard time. I keep playing it, and every time I play it, I'm like, oh, this is okay. I guess I'm playing it on the Wii U, not the Switch, so maybe it's that, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll finish it, you guys. I'm a failure of a gamer. Lami Vampire Lord diving on top of the Peak 8 guard. She's at about half health, though I don't think she's cast any Invocations of Nehek on herself. So maybe there's still plenty of healing to be done there. This Banshee is not having a great time versus Thorgrim Grudgebearer. He does do magic damage. She's currently surrounded by the Dragonback Slayers, also slowing her. There's an Oath of Vengeance, lowering her melee defense to 19. So 19 melee defense and magic damage. She has got to get out of there. She's down to 300 health. There is an excellent pendulum coming down from Tank. And the Banshee does die from a good play from Houseplant, but there's an excellent play on the other side doing all that damage. So both players trading tit for tat. And this is quite the bloody scrap. Lami Vampire Lord down to half health and has used a lot of mana on things besides healing, so I'm not sure if she will even healing cap this game. Though it looks like she does have the hunger, so maybe if she can pick fights against weaker foes, she can heal up on her own and won't need it. That being said, there aren't a lot of weaker foes here to choose from. Scab's Breath coming in, but doing almost no damage to these dwarves, as a lot of them have 1.5 million armor, but that second cast did a lot to the Dragonback Slayers. That was a beauty. A beauty indeed. Tank holding 1 unit of Graveguard with great weapons in reserve, just not trying to get them all killed at the same time. Firing of Thori coming in on this one, but this one's still at about half health. That one's at about a third. So Tank keeping his high value assets quite alive, except for the Banshee. Now the Dragon has dived back onto the Master Engineers, getting a lot of work done, and the Lamian Lord / Tank summons zombies on their back just to hold off those Slayers. An excellent play from him, and nice job spotting that this Master Engineer was finally vulnerable to an attack. Longbeards with great weapons getting into Graveguard with great weapons. I don't know who this trade favors. It looks like it'll favor the Longbeards, though with Corpse Cart and Necromancer nearby, there will be plenty of healing for those guys and stat buffs. They might be okay. Another nice breath attack coming down, kind of spreading its damage out between the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers and the Grumbling Guard, but both are good targets, so that is fine. Bounce power is still dead even, and the Lamian Lord just took a little break to take a breath, a literal breath, and is now back on the engineer, running around in circles, pushing him all over the place. Still not landing attacks, which is quite unfortunate for the Dragon Lord. Sniping the engineer could be strong here. Gosh, I hope so, Shetland. I hope so. Because the vampire counts are in a bit of a pickle. They still have a good amount of AoE healing to get from this Necromancer. The White Kings are about half health, and Tank being very, very conservative on casting Invocations of Nahak, really wanting to save that Winds of Magic for damage spells, and it seems like just wants to abuse the Necromancer's passive healing as much as possible, but it looks like an Invocation might have to come out here soon if some of these troops are going to be saved, because they are crumbling down after the blasting charges, and soon this whole pocket will be surrounded. Now, speaking of surrounded, the Lamian Lord is quite surrounded. Dragonback Slayer is slapping her in the back, and she is just not trading well against this Master Engineer. He only has 30 melee defense, but I guess she only has 40 melee attack, and dragons are just kind of janky like that. And finally, we see an Invocation attack coming down on the Lord herself. The Sternsmen are way off in the corner. I don't know if they forgot about them, or if Tank is just holding onto them to the late game, but they will be incredibly important, and maybe even want to get them involved now, as 4 of your important single entities, Corpse Cart not counting in the rules as a single entity, but still very important in this sense, are currently surrounded and having a bad time. Now, finally, the Master Engineer does take a massive charge hit from the Lamian Lord and is broken. There will be zombies to try to hold off the Dragonback Slayers and keep things in line, but these Sternsmen aren't moving. The Tank is a good enough player that I have to imagine there's a reason for that. I refuse to believe that he forgot an ROR Graveguard just standing in the corner of this whole game. I refuse to believe that. I have to think it's planned. Some Dragonback Slayers have pushed through the zombies and gotten onto the Lamian Lord, but you should be able to walk through them easily enough and escort the Master Engineer off the map. What's going on over here? 2 White Kings are trying to get on top of Thorgrim, who is bullying a Corpse Cart of all things, and it is going to crumble away quite nicely. Now Thorgrim should probably pull out because he does not want this 3v1. Even a Necromancer has 300 weapon strength, so not great for him there. The Sternsmen are finally coming into battle. They do have a lot of regen left. Maybe leaving them to the last unit wasn't a great idea because they have so much regen. They could have been helping with this, grind style to get all the regen out. Maybe have one of the Graveguard with great weapons stand off to the side. But Tank, again, better player than me, and even better Vampire Accounts player than me, so maybe I should shut my mouth. Peak 8 Guard pretty much fighting to the death, almost unbreakable there. And the Grumbling Guard, seeing the Peak 8 Guard run and flay, are strongly considering it themselves. Necromancer's still doing fine. As long as he's doing fine, the White Kings are getting that nice little AoE healing buff. Though the Corpse Cart is gone, and that smarts. You do like that free melee attack, melee defense. Grumbling Guard also fighting nearly to death. Dwarven RORs are certainly nothing to sneeze at. And they are running. So what do we have left for the Dwarves? Some very damaged Norgumling's Ironbreakers, some even more damaged other Ironbreakers. These Dragonback Slayers, exceptionally damaged but unbreakable. So a lot of the Dwarves are wavering. It's only the Unbreakable and the Lord that are hanging in there. Now Thorgrim is not unbreakable, and actually it can be pretty potent to rear charge him in the late game and get him to run. Dragonback Slayers did take a Scab Scrath. There's only 13 of those guys left. I wonder where they're running off to. Maybe just trying to regroup, not immediately commit to this fight. But Tank has finally taken the lead on the balance of power, and I do believe the balance of power is accurate, as this game is essentially down to some melee Ironbreakers and Thorgrim. The Dragonback Slayers don't have enough models to really be that useful, though that being said, surrounding a Lamian Vampire Lord could certainly change that, especially with Oath of Vengeance on. She only has 24 melee defense against their 52 melee attack plus bonus versus large, but she immediately pulls away, leaving them to die to White Kings and Graveguard. Sternsmen are holding perfectly fine against all of this attack. They are loving their life right now. Lamian Lord pretending like she has a breath attack left, but she is out of breath in every sense of the word. Nekbet want to be good enough for people to think my mistakes are planned. True. That's the benefit of being a really good player, is you just always look good. The Peak 8 Guard are down to 12 health. 2 models with 12 health, and they aren't breaking. Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, my Skaven heart is so jealous. 6 health, 8 leadership. He's fighting to literal death, and he finally dies. Man, if only my assassin that broke at full health was that brave. Fucking pieces of garbage. Grumbling Guard getting attacked, and it looks like Tank is just taking this goon squad and taking out everything that isn't a part of the central fight, and he's leaving the Sternsmen to bump and grind against the Norgumling's Ironbreakers. They don't need the support of the Necromancer because they have their own natural regen and stupid high leadership, so they should be far from crumbling. Bounce power is going further and further into the Vampire Count's favor, as there are 40 Dwarves versus 111 Vampires. Not great for them. Finally, these regular Ironbreakers shatter. The Northerlings Ironbreakers are considering, possibly thinking about leaving, but their leadership starts to climb as they are no longer rear charged, and they're going to be fine. Oh, are they going to be fine? Maybe. They're down to 2. Still hanging in there. This rear charge should take care of them. It should. Oh, 0. -4. There they go. They finally run, and with them running, Thorgrim will run, army losses will kick in, and tank will be victorious. Lovely, lovely stuff. Well played by Houseplant. Certainly was a good series. 2-1. Fun build. Just a bunch of elite dwarves doing elite dwarf things. Thorgrim paying, most of the things paying for themselves except for the Longbeards. They did have a bit of a time. Tank's Lamian Lord getting 4,000 value. Very nice. White King's paying for themselves. Banshee got worked on a little bit, so it didn't pay for itself quite as much. Stearnsmen didn't quite pay for themselves, but that's fine. The Lamian Lord did do well. GG, well played. Much love to Houseplant. Cool dude. Member of RTK, but even if he wasn't, I would still enjoy his company. And we have Shetland versus Artisan Tech Priest to go over to. 1, 2, 3. And if everything went according to plan, they should have already done picks of bands and stuff, but it looks like Artisan Tech Priest is not here yet. Tech Priest! Why? Okay. So we'll figure out where he is in the world. Meta Knight? But he won. Meta Knight. Tech Priest, where did you go? It appears Tech Priest has gone missing in the Discord. How long ago did you ping him? 5 minutes ago? Ooh, actually you pinged him longer than that. 20 minutes ago. Ooh, 20 minutes of AFK is a long time. Yeah, I see that, TN. I see. It's been 20 minutes. Was pinged. So. You won now. Alright, so we're just advancing TN because technically, I don't know, TN's here, I guess. Oh, wait, hold on. I know. I think I know where he is. He's in a different tournament. Alright, he's on Logic stream right now. Okay, well, too bad. I love you, Artisan Tech Priest, but you can't go to another tournament while I'm waiting on you in the semifinals, so I guess TN wins now. He's in Logic's King of the Hill right now. Okay. So, we have TN in here. TN is a very good Vampire Counts player. And that's the only thing I know that he plays. Whenever we play, he plays a variety of things, but I know Vampire Counts is one of his better ones. So, we will see. I do need to change the name plates. I need to get a blocker up. Blocker up. Perfect. Houseplant. So we have 0 to Shetland. Apache. Ooh, that is too long of a name. We'll go with Shetland A. Shetland A. And on the other side, we will put TN 0. Boom. Scorecards have been updated. Blocker is in position. We are ready to go. Neckbet saying I just got curved. I don't know what that lingo means, you youngin', but probably. I know there's a scourge in the Total War community of people playing multiple tournaments at once. And that's like, I don't know. Time Trifaction only played about 3 times? Fair. It's it's tricky. It's tricky, right? Because, like, there's no way to police that, but if we get to this point and I'm in the semifinals and my stream is waiting on you kind of thing, probably shouldn't sign up for a King of the Hill. Because, I mean, it's a... I don't want to say Logic stream is just a King of the Hill. Like, Logic stream's important, and he's a cool dude, and he's a lot of fun. But, like, if you're in a standard bracket tournament when you know you won the game, so you're in the semifinals, it's like, kind of don't... I don't know. Your opponent was waiting for 20 minutes. The stream's not going to wait for you too. Gotta move on. So Tien, back from the dead, playing Skaven. Apparently has not played them very much. I will be very curious what he does versus Bretonnia. And I don't want to announce what I would do on stream right now, because he was in the chat earlier. Don't know if he's still watching. And that would feel a little unfair to Shetland. Shetland is apparently playing the Bretonnian sub-faction, allowing him to take Henry Le Massif if he wishes, just increasing the hero pool. I would be curious. Henry... Yeah. That sub-faction still has Gotrek and Felix, right? They should. There's no reason that they should be taken out. But then again, there's no reason Midland's roster is super limited for some reason, so... There's a lot of things that shouldn't be in this game that are. Neckbet telling me I got rejected and I am a boomer. I resent being called a boomer. I am a young, independent man. No, I don't care. That's fine. Captain Morgan, hell, I have a hard time getting into any tourneys. See, my schedule gets jacked up all the time. What has your schedule poppin', my friend? Is it school, work, sleep, life? And also my pride got put on the line because Tien says that this is a build he got from me a while ago, and he's going to see if it still works. So, if he loses, it's all my fault. And that is not good. It's not good. Well, let's check in on Logic's stream. Yeah, Artisan Tech Beast is fighting Biblington. Over there. Looks like he hasn't been king for a while, so it's not like he's on a massive streak or anything. Biblington's up 2 and he's at 0, so he must have just joined that. Okie dokie, what do we got? I'm gonna go look at the Skaven because they're my favorite. Queuing up happy birthday. Get it. Work/family. That's fair, Cap Morgan. You gotta have your priorities in order. Avalanche Mortars, the Teeth Breakers, 2 Poison Wind Globes, the Council Guard Storm Vermin, a bunch of Clan Rats with spears, and Skaven Slaves without spears, Deathmaster Snitch, and an Assassin. Why did I just stop? Oh, yep. Okay, there's no Double Guardian, we're fine. Plague Priest on a bell, Assassin, blah, blah, blah. Ickets, zap, zap. No Rat Ogres, which is very interesting, but as we saw earlier in the day with Tank on Wood Elves versus Bretonnia, you don't always need mass to stop what is going on. Now in the back we have 1 Field Trebuchet. Do I see 2? Usually there's 2. There's a second one. 2 Field Trebuchets, 4 Archers, 2 Pegasus Lag Spikes. That's not great. Alright, we're lagging a bit, but it looks like 2 Pegasus Knights. If I zoom in, are they Hippogriffs? Nope, but I don't know if they're royal or not. Do have a bunch of Peasant Bowmen, do have 2 Mounted Yeoman Archers. Shetland Apache abandoned the game. No! What has happened? Total War, you janky piece of poop. Yeah, those are regular Pegasus Knights. 2 Mounted Yeomen. Archers, 1 Mounted Yeoman, 2 Knights Errant, 2 Field Trebuchets, 4 Peasants, 4 Peasant Archers. Damsel of Life, a Lord, and Henry Le Massif. That was going to be very spicy. And you cheated. What's happened? If I unmute. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. I can't type. I can type in YouTube, but not in this game. IDK. Yeah, everything I type just goes into the ether. Shetland VTN. 1, 2, 3. Oopsies. I don't want to be the host. Shit. I'll host. Okay. Host Shetland vs TN, host a spectator. Because that other lobby was bugged is all I'm worried about. Because I couldn't type in there. Like, even typing into the endless void wasn't causing anything. So I think Shetland just joined, and I will invite TN. We are going down to Pillar of Bone. They both should have their builds, and we should be back underway very quickly. Welcome back. So yeah, TN, if you're still in the YouTube chat, and if you can still hear me or whatever, when I got back in the lobby with you, I was still spectating and I could see you, but I tried typing to you and just nothing would ever come up on the chat bar. So that lobby got bugged. How dare you? Also, pretty sure nothing you could do about it. Okay. So we got TN back in here. We're gonna see what happens. I'll toggle. Boop, boop. All right. Oh, Total War. Oh, Total War. I love you, but you have too many bugs. I know there's no screen blocker up at the moment, but we already saw their builds in the post-game screen. So there's that. We should already know what their builds are, and they shouldn't alter them at all. And I also haven't clicked on anybody, so my screen is currently blank. Oofda. Oofda. Total War. Why you do this? Oh. Do you think Total War Warhammer 3 will have an effective online matchmaking system with a leaderboard that actually matters? Gorg Yorg, is this with DLC stuff? It is not. It is the last hurrah in the last... Well, I'm hosting this tournament and another one, but they have the same rule set over the next 2 days. And then I am going to take a break until after the DLC launches, and everybody gets that content out of their system. So, back in here, we have the same build as before, I believe. Yep, bunch of spears, storm vermin, Skaven slaves regular, plague priest, Ikit zap zap, yada yada. In the sky, I am curious about this lord that we saw earlier. Alright, it looks like... Wait, that was Henry. Where'd your lord go? Damn it, stay still. Okay, the lord just has Foe Seeker. He just has Foe Seeker, and he's on the Hippogriff or whatever, so he causes terror. We have 2 units of Pegasus Knights, 2 Trebuchets, a bunch of peasant archers and peasant mobs, and a Damsel of Life. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about this build from Bretonnia. I don't know if it has enough stopping power. Especially if the Skaven have the Teeth Breakers, and they can manage to keep them safe until the flying units come in, they'll very easily get murdered. But 2 Trebuchets can maybe outshoot Ikit Zap Zap, so maybe the Skaven will have to advance. But if the Trebuchets are shooting at the Zap Zap, they're not shooting at the Teeth Breakers. I gotta favor the Skaven build on this one. But it does look like Shetland's being a bit of a man of the people and coming in with Pegasus Knights and a basic Bretonnian Lord. So we will see. Certainly exciting stuff. Always love to see new units do well. And by new units, I mean very, very old units, but new to us. Gotta jump out, try and get back. Alright. If you mean the stream, see you later, dude. If you mean you're on a boat in the middle of the Pacific and you're gonna jump out of it and swim back to shore, I sincerely wish that you do. And you probably should have been dealing with that situation instead of watching the stream. Because that seems... Yep, I think I have that one spot on. I think that's your exact situation right now. Life or death struggle against the elements. And instead you were watching me be a dumbass. Interesting priorities. So we're lining up here. I do think the Skaven will quickly realize their situation and have to advance. I don't know if Bretonnia will advance or not. Maybe they want to take the Trebuchet trade for a bit and just see if they can win it, but I think the Skaven will win it and be fine. Because if they were going to rush, they wouldn't position all their cav like this. Like, they'd want to be as close as possible. Popping concealment bombs right away just to try to get the Teeth Breakers nice and invisible while you figure out what's going on around the map. And Warp Lightning Cannon's going to fire into some peasants, it looks like, just because they're on fire at will when the game starts, but it does look like Tian is immediately repositioning them. I do think the Skaven will have to advance. I do think 2 Field Trebuchets is going to be too much for that 1 Warp Lightning Cannon. Though that being said, they are firing at the Avalanche Mortars and going to have a hard time. I say they're going to have a hard time hitting them, and then they just keep hitting them straight in the face, but I would think they would have a hard time against such spread out units. So Zap Zap is firing none of those Field Trebuchets. It looks like the Skaven are going to take the artillery duel 1v2 and just try to win it outright anyway. The Teeth Breakers are moving out of the formation while invisible to try to get a little surprise attack on some unsuspecting peasants. Certainly a nice play. I worry there might be trees and a hill in the way, so they might have to overextend. But they do get some good shots off. Doing some decent damage to peasant archers and already lowering its leadership by a lot. Field Trebuchets are taking some damage, but still have 3 out of 3 models. Teeth Breakers are firing. Oh my god, what did all that damage? What happened over here? That was a very, very interesting boulder, if that was indeed just a boulder. Now over here, the Poison Wind Mortars do have, Poison Wind Globes have to turn around and fight, and it looks like the Mortars are under attack from the Lord already. If Deathmaster Sigil is quick enough, he can get the Deathmaster Sigil down here, which is good, and he can pull the Council Guard over and get right behind the Lord, and then have Snitch and the Assassin come in from the front and really pen him in. Ooh, and that attack animation is very good for the Skaven, pulling him even further into the formation. We just have to make sure the Council Guard get pulled around the front. They need to get pulled around him, not just ordered to attack him. It does look like he's going to maybe get out. Ooh, and Poison Wind Globes hitting their own Council Guard. That's tough. Now, the Lord did take a lot of damage, but there is healing on the roster. Ooh, he does get trapped up again, and Deathmaster Stitch is on top of him. Maybe this Lord will go down, maybe not. What else is happening? Pegasus Knights and Henri Le Massif landing on top of these Poison Wind Globes, trying to take them out. Clan Hearts of Spears chasing out into some skirmish cav. Maybe a little far extended, but doesn't matter as much as their chaff. Ikit Zap Zap is still going after this Field Trebuchet crew. I just think the micro on it has slipped, as there's a lot of very important things going around that TN has to focus on. But it is now in range of the Peasant Archers, and that's going to be very bad for Ikit Zap Zap. So most of the front line for the Skaven has kind of blobbed up, and this is something I find myself doing a lot, is unfortunately ordering too many of your troops to do one task. Now, a nice Plague coming in, very interesting, on top of the Peasant Mob and Pegasus Knights. The Pegasus Knights are largely avoiding it, but can be interesting. I do love Plague. I think it's a little underutilized, but it can be a janky spell to work with. Over here, Ikit Zap Zap has overextended into some archers, as we mentioned before, and is getting punished very hard. Pegasus Knights are taking a lot of damage for what they're trying to do on the Poison Wind Globes, and both the Poison Wind Globes have so far managed to stay in the formation and not break. There we go. Meaning they are perfectly fine, as you don't really need a volume of globes, you just need at least one. The Lord is back to half health after some healing, maybe a regrowth, but I think just a couple of Earthbloods brought him back, and he's doing fine. Now the Skaven are certainly at a disadvantage. Ikit Zap Zap has been shut down, Avalanche Mortars have been shut down, and Teeth Breakers have been shut down, so now we just have a Spear Box with Deathmaster Snitch and an Assassin. That is going to do most of the work here. Damsel of Life just cheating in and out, trying to keep these Poison Wind Globes a little honest, but it looks like they will walk up into the Peasant Bowman. Now they do have 100 armor, but they are unshielded, and their leadership is quite low from their damage, so taking that volleys of fire might actually bring them to die. It looks like the Plague Priest is trying to block for them a little bit, but with Trebuchets coming in and getting some good hits off, certainly those Poison Wind Globes will break. Throwing as they break, very heroic of them. Deathmaster Snitch is getting surrounded by Mountain Yeoman at the moment. Does he have his spin move? He does not have his spin move to break out of there, though Mounted Yeoman won't do that much damage. Count's Guard are bouncing out to try and go assist him, but it looks like Snitch is getting attacked by the Lord. It's so weird to just say Lord, but yep, it's just the Lord. And look at them waving those sticks around. Good for you guys. Get in there. Try to help him out. But he might get terror routed as his leadership gets very low in the presence of that terror-causing unit, but he does manage to rally. Now over here we have a bunch of Skaven units. Bunch of Skaven units very far out on the edges, chasing it looks like a couple skirmish cav, and they did catch them, to be fair, and that is good. But it might leave your force a little exposed against an opponent with superior mobility. And just as I say that, the superior mobility jumps on top of this Plague Priest. Getting Mortis engined down a little bit with Henry Le Massif around to help out may be good. Ooh, nice Plague coming in here if those Knights stay where they are. Very nice damage. Look at that damage coming down. Go, Plague, go! Go, Plague, go! And certainly a good catch for the Skaven there. Now Deathmaster Snitch is running in. If that Lord lands, maybe the Deathmaster can net him down in the middle of these Pegasus Knights, do some damage through the net, and finish him off. But Henry Le Massif is coming in to make sure nothing bad happens to his Lord. And that Plague did a lot of damage. It routed off 2 whole Knights Errant. Very nice there. And Deathmaster Snitch is terrified, which is maybe good for him, just getting him to run far, far away from here. Bounce power is relatively even. Bretonnia slightly favored still, but the Skaven definitely made a big comeback play with that Plague on the side. And Deathmaster Snitch has done a lot of damage to that Lord. Its healing cap is coming in fast. Now, Plague Priest running into all this archer fire is a little tough. It's a big target, very easy to hit. And it looks like Henry Le Massif and the Lord have sensed blood in the water are coming. They are coming for blood. Trebuchet is still online, but as the Skaven force dwindles, there'll be less and less for them to hit, so they quickly become a non-threat. It does look like this Plague Priest is going to get caught out a little bit with no support, and I imagine he will die rather quickly. Though he has gotten plenty of value with his time on this earth, now ending. Where are we at? We need Council Guard, we need Snitch, we need the Assassin. The Assassin was over here last time I checked, and he still is running across this abandoned plain. And these skirmish cav have been pinned against the wall, but that is a lot of chaff chasing them, so maybe they did their job. In the chat, we have... Nah, I'd be watching the stream on the Titanic, built different. Oh, thanks, Nickbit. That's very nice. And I really hope I'm saying your name correctly, otherwise that is awkward. Alright, what do we got here? Looks like the Bretonians are trying to rally some of their cav, make sure they don't immediately break all the time. Deathmaster Snitch is just getting shot by some peasants just before summoned clan rats crash into them and stop that nonsense in its tracks. And the Assassin's going to want to group up with Snitch, but the problem for Snitch is that Lord causes terror and your health is very low, so pretty much every time he charges in, you are going to get terror routed. Some chaff coming back in for the Skaven, that's not going to be a real carry. The real carries are here in the Council Guard, though, with that Trebuchet is not back online. I think it's all out of actual War Machine models. But that Trebuchet is going to be thrown in the Council Guard, doing some decent damage there. Deathmaster Snitch is going to be running in against these Knights Errant. The Skaven getting a little split up here, and they definitely need to stay together as a group. They are stronger together. Apes together strong. This Assassin's getting isolated, and his leadership is... Oh, and after those 2 hits, there's no way that he rallies. There's no way. That was too much damage too fast. He is definitely going to break. At least terror out. We have more archer fire coming in on the poor Council Guard, doing a ton of damage. Trebuchets following them in. And it's going to be a Deathmaster Snitch and the Assassin pretty much left. And I am surprised the balance of power hasn't counted them out yet, though I suppose there is all that chaff running in over here. Technically counts for the balance of power, though it is not going to be that effective in this game. The Assassin is naturally broke, and I do not think Shetland Apache will let him come back. Deathmaster Snitch is trying to get on top of these peasant bowmen, as are the Council Guard, but I think they will have a tough time with that. There's some sort of little flourish going on with these knights, but not sure what it is. Hovering over them does not tell me, and I think army loss is going to kick in here pretty soon, leaving just the Council Guard and probably a concede of defeat. Very well played. I still don't know what happened at the very start where that Trebuchet, it hit the Teeth Breakers, but did half health in 1 rock. That was something else. That was a special kind of pain. It looks like we're going to do the slow grind to the death. Never mind. There will be a conceded defeat. Henry Le Massif doing okay. I mean, he had full health, so I guess it's fine that he only got 800 value. The Lord doing well, surprisingly enough. 4 peasants all did pretty well. Mounted Yeoman did a lot of work chasing off things that were already running. Mounted Yeoman archers didn't do as well, but eh. And Pegasus Knights didn't do that well. Over here, Deathmatch Snitch did great. Assassin did okay. Plague Priest did great. Poison Wind both got shut down very quickly. Yeah, all the weapons, everything got shut down very quickly. The Flying Squad really seemed to surprise TN as it would. You don't really expect that to come in. And whatever the hell that boulder toss was, that was crazy. That was crazy. Should have brought mobility. Enough. Great build, but I laid bad. Well, at least I'm not getting blamed, and that's all that matters. Okay. GG, well played. Next map is Oakenhammer. It's right there. I can see it. It's fine. Whatever. Lizard's Band Coast. Boom. Martin Landis saying 2 archer groups got a full volley on the Static Teeth Breakers. Yeah, I guess it could be those 2 volleys and the catapults hitting at the exact same time. And then that made me just think it was just the catapults. And, oh, I got a bunch of messages. Someone to assist my parents. Best of luck. Sorry, guys. I'm installing a new machine spirit. Fair. See ya. So Meta Knight has withdrawn officially from the tournament. Apparently had to go help his parents set up a new machine. Forgot deals address. Just didn't finish before they did. It's fine. Tomorrow, yes. All right. Good for him. What's going on back up here? We have Lizardman versus Dowie, a very nice matchup. A lot of Lizardman players will say it is Dowie favored, and a lot of Dowie will say it's Lizardman favored, which probably means it's even. Probably means it's even. I have to update the scorecard to give Shetland Apache 1 point. And it sounds like Miss Rat's parents are here visiting the puppy, but I'm sure they can entertain themselves. I have not clicked on any armies, so I don't need a blocker just yet. Oi! Stretch! Oh. I'm tired. Oh, I hear my cat meowing. He must be lonely. Eddie, come here.
He threw up a couple times.
Oh, Ed threw up?
Yeah, a couple times.
Where?
Down on the landing and then on the thing, and I think maybe somewhere downstairs. I cleaned up 2 of them.
Okay. Yeah, he's probably stressed out about the dog.
Yeah, that could be it. It looked like maybe a hairball, too.
Okay. Oh, well. I really want to bring heroes here, but none of them are good in this matchup. Ready when you are. Hey, Ed. Come here. I have a sad panda cat chat. Poor guy. We introduced a new sister to his household, and he's not taking it the best. Actually, their meeting went really well. They're both just kind of sniffed each other and then moved on, and then Ed stayed in the same room as the dog, but apparently has been throwing up. Poor buddy. Poor, disgusting cat. All right, so second semifinal. We are still in it. We are in game 2. Shetland Apache's up 1-0, and TN has taken Lizardmen into Dowie. Usually we see 2 Feral Stegodons, a bunch of Pterodon Riders, maybe some Croxagores, and red-crested skinks, but we'll see what version of the rush we have here. We have 5 Saurus Warriors with triple gold chevrons, a red-crested skink, cohort ROR, skink chief of beasts with the Manticore summon, Gorok. Hey, Gorok! Guy said it was useless earlier, and he's now here to prove me wrong. Yeah, well, I'll take the hit. 3 Pterodons. I thought I saw another one, but they might not be there. Yeah, only 3 Pterodons. So this build is very similar to one brought by Cal Harmon, that's it. Cal Harmon in the Legendary Lords tournament took 5 Saurus with gold chevrons to beat up dwarves, and I don't really know what it's about. Okay, just a rule question, that's fine. But I don't really know what that's about, but if he likes it and he knows Lizardman better than me, I've tried it myself and I did think it was pretty cool. I did lose those games, but I thought it was pretty cool. We also have 3 Chameleon Skinks in the back. And let me check. 3 Pterodons, 3 Chameleon Skinks, that is 6 Skirmishers, 360, and nothing else. Perfectly fine. Over here, what do we have? We have the Skolder Guard Iron Drakes. Interesting. 3 Thunderers from Shetland Apache, 2 units of Giant Slayers, 1 unit of Dragonback Slayers. The Warriors of Dragon Pirate Pass, I thought I saw 3 Longbeards, 3 Miners with blasting charges, one of them the Ekron Miners, a regular Miner, and a Rune Lord with only the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. So very gun heavy. Very gun heavy for this build. Shetland Apache apparently going to sacrifice one of his RORs gloriously just because he feels like it. Just because he feels like it. I think the Lizardmen have a bit of an advantage here because the Giant Slayers and all the Thunderers are going to have a hard time against no dinosaurs. Like the Saurus are going to get in combat with the Dwarves and then have their heads kind of at the same height, even though it's Dwarves, and they'll have a hard time shooting, but I would favor the Lizardmen. I've been wrong plenty of times, so let's just see what happens, I suppose. Ugh, as I let out a really long yawn and sound like a doof. A big old doof. So what to do, The Manticore summon, probably just throw it at the Rune Lord and let it go. There's no heroes to back him up, so if the Rune Lord dies, the leadership for the army does take a severe penalty. Chameleon Skinks probably want to get them on top of the Slayers and Giant Slayers, and just poke down those 0 armored lads. Let the Saurus go to town on everything else, and call it good from there. Dwarves have been a very aggressive Miner Corps for some reason, and now going to run up the rest of the army to meet with them. Maybe they were worried about Stegodon Kite with those ballistas. Nothing ended up getting deployed in the corners, just 3 Chameleon Skinks off to one side. No, the Saurus are looking to get into the fight as soon as possible because every moment they're not fighting is a moment they can get shot by 3 units of Thunderers. So they definitely want to get right in on this action. And that they do, beating up these Miners very quickly considering they're Dwarves. Very, very quickly indeed. Doesn't want to bother flanking with these Saurus Warriors, just kind of wants to keep pushing forward. And these Res-Crested Skinks, if they popped, too angry to die or whatever that little thing is, maybe they could survive some of these blasting charges, but it doesn't look like they popped them yet, so maybe just waiting for a second. There we go. Refuse to die, that's it. And they will now not die at all. 3 Chameleon Skinks coming in finally. 2 Saurus Warriors still trying to get active on the flanks, and 3 units of Pterodons running up to try to get some rock drops down. No Manticore summon yet, letting some of the Winds of Magic cool up, because the more you have, the quicker they recharge. And Gorok is waddling into combat. That's moving fast. You gotta move much faster than that, Gorok. And 1 unit of Pterodons Riders did get Master of the Rune of Wrath and Ruined and cut down. Now if there's a rock drop here real quick, we can get these Thunderers taken offline before they have time to dodge. Maybe they can drop it rocks in time. Nope, it doesn't look like they are quite able to. And a little late on that charge of rock drops as the line had shifted away from them, so you made an X pattern rather than layering them right on top of each other. A little tough. Chameleon Skinks firing in on these Longbeards, poisoning them down a little bit, but they do kind of need to... Where's the arrow? Get in there and start firing on the Slayers. Maybe a little tough. Those Saurus Warriors with shields have been murdered by a lot of blasting charges. These Saurus Warriors with shields are also having a hard time against these Longbeards, so it looks like things are not going in the favor of the Lizardmen, and Shetland is off to an early lead. Now the balance of power is showing that the Dwarves are winning a little bit, even with a Lizardman Manticore summon on the field, and that is certainly tricky for them. Now Skolder Guard, let's see, how have they done? They have 11 kills, so maybe not the most, but they are currently firing in onto these Saurus Warriors with shields and doing a lot of damage there. Gorok is doing his best to push through and get on top of this Rune Lord, but he is very closely pursued by Giant Slayers, and a firing squad of Dwarves just lines up trying to ignore the battle in front of them and help out with those Pterodons. Chameleon Skinks are largely online, but they've been firing mostly against units with shields and armor. Now some of them are getting on top of the Dragonback Slayers, but Maybe too little, maybe too late. Skink Chief of Beasts is pushing in, and one full health unit of Saurus is just slowly waddling into this fight. As the Red Crystal Skinks have 44 health, so they will probably die very soon. And Gorok is hounding after that Rune Lord. He is not giving up come hell or high water. Very nice stuff from them. Thunderer is firing into his back, and he is just trying to get into a little bit of a brawl, but his leadership is already wavering. The Mace of Ulamok is popped, but the Rune Lord keeps running. He has 32 speed. Gorok only has 34. How can you not outrun that dwarf? He's a dwarf. Alright, over here, Chameleon Skink still firing into these Dragonback Slayers, doing a lot of good damage there, but the Skolder Guard are still teeing off into these Saurus Warriors, and those guys were full health just a minute ago, and they are now dead. I have to imagine the Skolder Guard have gotten a lot of value this game. We will see. Thunderers all just shooting into Gorok as he's slightly taller than the dwarves around him they can actually see, and with him breaking, he will most likely die, and that'll leave 3 Chameleon Skinks, 1 Wounded Saurus, and a Skink Chief of Beasts to try to carry this game. And that seems unlikely. Quite unlikely indeed. Giant Slayers keeping up with Gorok, slapping him in the butt. Maybe don't need this many of them. Can maybe run at this point. Is that an Amber Spear trying to come down? What was that? What was going on there? It doesn't matter. So the Rune Lord, Miners, and Giant Slayers all chasing after Gorok. It does look like they will pull back now and just leave 1 Giant Slayer to do it. They will probably even finish him off because they are faster, so they can get attacks in while he's running. Army losses should be coming pretty soon as the Skink Chief of Beasts is also going to break. These Chameleon Skinks are out of ammo, and they're pretty melee combatants. These 2 Chameleon Skinks have plenty of ammo, but way too much to shoot. Also, I had GG. Forgot to delete the previous message. GG, well played. So, if Tank is in the chat, I don't think he is. I haven't seen him around, but if Tank's in the chat, get ready. You will probably have Shetland Apache to fight next. Probably. Maybe. Thanking Tien for playing, even though, you know, he had to come in to sub in for someone else, which was very, very nice of him. So, if anybody's around in the chat, pop him a little thank you, because that made this a lot less awkward. It certainly helped me out a lot. Ooh. Hi, cat. Ed's here. Okay, what do we got? Rune Lord, 0 damage dealt, 0 damage value. That is something else. One of those miners got 900 value. Some of the Longbeards got 0. Dragonback Slayers did fine. Skolder Guard got 2,000. Very nice for them. Thunderers all paid for themselves. Hello, Ed. Hi, Eddie. Good boy. All right, Gorox did okay. He got 800 value in his short life on this earth. Saurus Warriors got largely cut down where they stood. Chameleon Skinks did okay because they actually got to fire on the sides, and Pterodons had a tough time. Very well played by Shetland. Very well played. How are you, human boy? I'm good. Good. I'm good. We got a new puppy today, and this cat in my lap is quite upset about the lack of... We didn't consult him at all. We didn't ask how he felt about this, did we? No. But he's a trooper. He'll get through it. I'll invite Tank, and we will get this show on the road. We will get this show on the road. Oh, we'll start off on Alpine Ridge. It's everybody's favorite. Everybody loves Alpine Ridge. Except for me. I am famously bad on Alpine Ridge because all my factions like to shoot. I play Dwarves, Vampirates, and Skaven. Tank. 0. Boom. And we have Tank in here just as I changed the nameplates. Nice dude. Thank you. Thank you, man. I guess I'm on top. Is this the map? This is the map. Correct. Okay, I will report Shetland Apache's win in Challenge, and we are on to the final. Shetland Apache versus Tank. 2 very good players. Should be fun. We need a cat cam. Well, he already left. He already left. How am I supposed to do a cat cam when he left? Shetland Apache first picking dwarves and leaving up Skaven. Very interesting. Very interesting stuff there. Oh, Angrand. Okay. We gotta browse. We gotta look around. Pictures. Save pictures. No. Camera roll. No. New volume. Me. Pictures. Where's the newest one? I'm sure I have a picture of the handsome lad in here somewhere. Oh, there he is. There he is. There's my good boy. That's Ed. It's my lovely cat. He is 10 years old now. I got him when he was 5. He's a beautiful, beautiful kitty. We call him the moo cow cat because of his very obvious pattern. So we do have Clan Angrand versus Skaven. Interesting choice. Now, it can be tough to deal with the ghostly heroes because single target magic damage can be hard to come by for the Skaven. Warp lightning cannons will be good at that, but not necessarily on Alpine Ridge. So there's a bit of mind games going on here. If you really prepare for the ghosts and then he doesn't bring any, that can kind of screw you over a bit because then you bring a bunch of magic damage into dwarves. Real human being popping in. That is not me. That is a different person. Popping in, saying hi, having a good time. Hi, Betty. And real human being, for your benefit, we are in the finals. Shetland Apache versus Tank. 0-0, best of 3. And this tournament is called Hero Hammer, meaning you can take up to 4 heroes if, as long as none of them are the same until number 4. So 1, 2, and 3 have to be unique, and then your 4th can be a repeat if you want. Tank has been using that to good effect whenever he's vampire counts, taking 2 White Kings, Necromancer, and a Banshee. And we're currently using my cat as a screen blocker, just for fun. Because he's a cutie. I'm more of a dog person than a cat person, but I had, I lived in an apartment for quite a while that didn't allow dogs, as most don't, so I just wanted a... Any friend is better than no friend, so I got a cat. And I've had him for 5 wonderful years. Yes, real human being, I did get crumped by Tank. But he made it to the finals, so I feel less bad now. And I think I might have to root for Tank on this one because he's playing my beloved Skaven. But it is spicy to see a Clan Angrand pick, so I'm a little torn. I am a little torn. And our players are ready. I will take the not screen blocker down. And we'll probably get into it. Shetland was ready a moment ago, so hopefully we'll ready up again quickly. Hopefully. Shetland doing some big thinking. And I got unreadied, which means he did spend more money than he had access to, so he must be changing up his build over there. RTK human bad, yes. I mean, you're not wrong. I used to be good back in March or April when I played a bunch. And then I got busy, and then I started a YouTube channel, and I haven't gotten to play very much. No. In my efforts to make the Total War community less bland, I have not gotten to play in the Total War community. Yeah, because around the time I was making a channel, it felt really stagnant. I everybody was just running standard tournaments. Nobody was really having that much fun with their rules and stuff. So I thought I would do this. And as soon as I started it, Logic diversified a lot, and Cool Umbrella started streaming. And who else started streaming around that time? Doesn't matter. General Eisenbart got into the game a little bit, so it's just kind of funny that, like, I'll do this because no one's doing it. Oh, everybody else is doing it now. So I suppose I could quit and just go back to playing, but I don't know. I'm here, you're here. Might as well just do it. So Shetland Apache going with double cannon, organ gun, and the Goblobber. Very interesting, with a Rune Lord on an anvil and a Thane. Just a single Thane. We have 4 gyrocopters. Do any have brimstone guns? Nope. All just basic infantry killers. Warriors of Dragonfire Pass and a bunch of Dwarf Warriors just to hold the front line and get poison gas to death. Very interesting stuff there. We have 1 unit of Rangers and 2 units of Miners of Blasting Charges. Do we have 2 units of Rangers? Alright, 2 units of Rangers. For the Skaven side, ooh, we have a big hero core. Very interesting. Lord Skrulk Gorich, a Warlock Engineer, 2 Assassins. We have Warplock Jezzails in the back, 1 unit of Rattling Guns, 2 Poison Wind Globes, 3 Poison Wind Globes, a second Jezzail, this one the Andy Bubo Sharpshooters, and a bunch of Skaven Slaves, some of them with spears, some of them without. So Tank, bringing in the Skaven Hero Squad. Very nice. It's Grudgeon time from Colonel Barbecue. I guess. It do be Grudgeon time, though. Early thoughts. I think the Skaven are going to get shot a lot on the advance, and I think their hero squad, while I appreciate the meme, and I love that he embraced the chaos, I do think that Organ Gun and Double Cannon combo is going to do a lot of damage to particularly Gorich, and then the rest of the heroes in time. Though, Rattling Gun and Double Jezzail can do a lot of damage against those gyrocopters, I just think the Skaven are going to have to advance very, very quickly if they have any chance. We will see. I predict if Tank loses this game, he's going to go with Vampire Couch and try to get his main out just to try to secure a win. If he doesn't win, I mean, he still probably will go. I'm just guessing he has Vampire Counts in the second game. Real human being retracting his own message, doesn't have confidence in what he said, apparently. 1 Jezzail dies in that volley, but otherwise largely fine. So the dwarves are just waiting for the Skaven to come over this hill. They're fulfilling the attacking rule through the Grudge Thrower and these Rangers and other nonsense like that. They don't really have to move up. And cannons do have limited line of sight because of the hill, but once you're over the hill, it's back to regular. Nice little dodge from the assassins there, juking out a cannon shot. Nothing to worry about for them. RTK Prophet Boy. Oh, maybe. It's only true if I'm right. Rangers firing in onto Gorich, doing a ton of damage, which is usually why you don't see him or the Mutant Rat Ogres, is they're a little susceptible to any form of ranged fire at all. 1 Poison Globe did fire off, but it just barely missed these Rangers, and they are fine. Steam Cannon's getting to work on the Skaven Slaves, and those Jezzails are just getting murdered. Poison Wind, too, a little bit, getting murdered by these cannons. And that is not a good time for the Skaven. Now, the problem for the Skaven and what I've been facing against Dwarves recently is, if any of you saw BBB Cool Umbrella's final of one of his speedruns, I faced Umais, and I had Skaven into his Dwarves. I lost that to a very similar build to this, and the problem is that the Skaven have so much to shoot. They have to shoot 4 gyrocopters, they have to shoot 4 artillery pieces, that they actually do get out-traded in the ranged game, and then usually they'll still lose the infantry fight, because Skaven Slaves are Skaven Slaves. Most of what you need to win the infantry fight is Poison Wind, and that doesn't always get its full due. Skrulk tried to summon some clan rats there, but it looks like it got cancelled as he decided to run away, and now there's a Thane on top of him. And Tank does have to get all of these ranged assets involved, especially those Rattling Guns, to try to bail out Lord Skrulk. But every moment that he's spending dealing with this skirmish and helping Skrulk out is every moment that those Organ Guns and Cannons are blasting away. Certainly a tough time for Tank here. Gyrocopter getting shot a bit. Double Assassin running in, maybe trying to get on top of this Thane and Thorgrim, but I do think they'll get back to their Dwarf Warriors in plenty of time, as Natty Bubo Sharpshooters are trading very effectively against Gyrocopters. Unfortunately, the rest of the Skaven army is suffering at the hands of this artillery. And I have a feeling some organ gun shots will be coming in for Skrulk very soon. There they are. One summon does come off to bail out these heroes from the Dwarf Warriors, but it looks like they get pushed right past. And there are so many units around Skrulk now, with some Poison Wind coming in that will lower his leadership briefly. I think Skrulk might break, though there's not too much to chase him off the map, so if he does break, he will easily rally. One assassin is running in there onto the Thane on his own, and the Jezzails have taken out the Goblobber. Now what have the double cannons been shooting? Double cannons probably have been trying to shoot at Skrulk, trying to finish him off, but it does look like they're back onto the Jezzails, which is a good choice. Gorich is hiding behind the hill, just trying to stay out of the firing range. I glanced over the chat for a second, and I saw a real human being. I'm being cyberbullied by Human Boy. Well, I'm sorry to cyberbully you, dude. If you want me to, I can offer you a coupon for a free stream. Yay. Poison Wind affecting their own Poison Wind Globadiers. That's a little interesting. I think they ran up a little too close trying to throw at these running away Dwarf Warriors maybe or something like that, but they immediately get nuked by their own guys, some Rangers and some blasting charges. Now the Double Assassin are fighting the Thane and the Rune Lord quite effectively. The Rune Lord is not a very good combatant and might want to pull back here for Shetland Apache's side. The Goblobber is back online. This cannon is almost dead. This cannon's fine. The other organ gun is fine. Both units of Poison Wind Globes are taking a lot of damage, and one is about to be compromised with Dwarf Warriors, while the other one is being shot by Rangers as it runs. These Warlock Jezzails are having a very tough time, as are the second group, as a Gyrocopter melee attacks them. Natty Boobos are still largely okay, now being attacked by a Gyrocopter, but there are spears nearby to help them out, as long as these Poison Wind Globadiers don't kill all of their own guys. That could be a bit of a pickle. Warlock Engineer running out here. I think he tried to cast Howling Warp Gale or something, but now is just getting shot and going to run off the map, probably. This Master Assassin is fighting a Thane all on his own after the Rune Lord took a good amount of damage, and Gorich is coming in to finally help somebody do something and fight off those Brimstone guns. If the Jezzails can get back online and finish off that Rune Lord, that would be very nice for them, but Natty Boobos do have to run from all these Dwarf Warriors who are currently getting poison gassed to death. Skrulk has decided to just take a moment and breathe in the backfield while not getting shot by the organ gun for all of 3 seconds. And the Dwarven artillery has been firing largely all game, but unfortunately for them, they are running out of ammunition on the organ gun and the healthy cannon. So that could be a bit of a tricky pickle for them. Skaven Slaves largely just taking damage on the front line while Tank tries to sort out the back line situation. This group of Jezzails have rallied. That group of Poison Wind Globadiers rallied, but after getting hit by that rock, they're probably going to break again. And the Rattling Guns are now online and firing, but they might do a lot of damage to Gorich. Oh no, please stop shooting him. Please stop shooting him. He doesn't deserve this. Alright, he didn't take terribly much damage. And now some Poison Wind going on their own troop. Does Skaven hate their own troops today? Oh boy. That is a lot of Poison Wind fire. Over here, these troops are getting some Poison Wind fire down on these Dwarf Warriors, just getting some free value while they can, as Rattling Gunners and Jezzails chase off those Gyrocopters. Warlock Engineer has rallied from the trees and come back. And I wonder, did anybody finish sniping out the Rune Lord? Nope, the Rune Lord is still alive on the backfield. Hunky-dory, not a lot of health. Those Poison Wind Globes did shatter, while this Gyrocopter has rallied and is moving away from the Warlock Jezzails. Oh, balance of power is very even, and that's also how I feel about this game. I want to say the Skaven are in an advantageous position. I want to, but their weapons teams are very badly damaged. What do the Dwarves have for stopping power? Honestly, not a lot, though. If this comes down to just a grind-out fight, I don't think the Dwarves have a lot left to do any fighting. Summon Clan Rats getting on top of the miners of the Blasting Charges, who, if they waste their Blasting Charges on a summon, that's good, or if they just die to the Clan Rats, that's also quite good. It's very good for tank there. More miners and miners with Blasting Charges kind of getting down onto these Poison Wind Globes who are just trying to fire up onto this hill and get some good damage down while they can. Skrulk's chilling. Looks like a lot of the Skaven army is just repositioning. Ooh. The Goblobber almost breaking those Jezzails once again. But Tank's taking his time, repositioning slowly but surely. Truly a Vampire Counts player. What's going on the map? How are Gyrocopters doing? We started the game with 4. We have 1 at about half health, 1 at about half health. And it looks like the other 2 might be dead. Dead, or I'm not seeing them at the moment. Rangers have plenty of ammo, and they're actually doing good work on these Rattling Guns. That's pretty nice for them. That Thane is taking a good amount of damage, and those, the Gyrocopters we just pointed out are now taking a ton of damage and running away. But the hero squad for the Skaven is largely still alive, largely still active. Gorich is plenty healthy, which is important for him. And Tank is going to finish off that gyrocopter, causing it to run, and if it's running, it can't dodge, so one more volley from the Giselle should do a good amount more work, but it looks like it dips behind the hill. Unfortunate for them. This Giselle is running. Ooh, 2 Giselles running, as the Goblobber over the hill has taken a lot of them out. And that gyrocopter over there still has 3 models and all of its ammunition, so as long as it stops taking damage, it's a fully effective unit. So what is the Dwarves' plan? The Dwarves' plan is to try to lure the Skaven back over the hill and keep trying to snipe their characters out. The Skaven plan is to not let that happen, finish off the Rune Lord and the Thane, and shoot down the gyrocopters. And probably, honestly, at this point, just run the weapons, run the artillery out of ammo. It's not really worth it to snipe them. It's not worth it to spend your ammo on them when they have such little left. 4 ammo over there, 5 over there. But a very slow game between the two factions. It looks like they were trying to rally some Rattling Guns and some Giselles, but that one shatters immediately as soon as these gyrocopters get involved. There's other gyrocopters coming. It's trying to break that Giselle, but having a tough time of it. That gyrocopter could maybe come in and break them on the side, but this one's just getting zoned out really, really hard. So it needs to juke and dodge and juke and dodge. Maybe gonna do it. It has 1 leadership left. Still alive. Technically still alive. 2 gyrocopter models, 3 leadership. It should be okay, and Natty Boobos are desperately trying to get it. Oh, but as I say that, it breaks. And with some extra fire coming in, now that it's no longer dodging, maybe it will actually fully die, but it pulls out of range and it'll probably rally. So we are down to 2 Giselle teams, both 1 low on health and leadership, 1 low on ammo. Rattling Gun team, very low on health and leadership. 2 Poison Wind teams, both doing fine on ammunition. And the Skaven team. Shetland's cannons and organ guns are very, 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 very low on ammo. His other cannon crew is running around. They have plenty of ammo left if they can get on some guns. And the Goblobbers are out of ammunition as well. Just chilling. 10 minutes into the game, and a lot of dead bodies up on this hill, but everybody else sitting quietly, peacefully behind the hills, waiting for the other to do something. I believe the Skaven are technically attacking because of these poison wind, and I believe the artillery crews are still firing, low ammo or not. But soon the dwarves will have to engage in some fashion after their cannons fire off their last rounds. So we will see. We will see indeed. That the Skaven Hero Corps is just trying to stay safe. They really want the end game melee fight. They don't want to deal with all this range crap anymore. Looks like the 2 Ranger squads are pulling up on the hill on the far side, we can see. And they will certainly do good work. If they can get 1 volley onto this Rattling Gun and Giselle team, their leadership will break and they'll run off, and I think that'll shatter both of them. Organ guns are firing into these Poison Wind globes, trying to take care of them, but having a tough time. And that organ gun is down to 3 ammunition. That cannon is out, and that cannon crew, can they mount those cannons? I wonder if they can. Yeah, they can. They can only pilot 1 of them, but they still have ammo. So the dwarves did get a different cannon back online. Very interesting stuff there. Interesting that they can still only pilot 1 cannon even when all 3 are available there. The Goblobber crew is running up with the Thane, but they are immediately poisoned and going to die very quickly. This other Poison Wind globe is so close to breaking as those Rangers fire in on it, but it looks like it'll stabilize. Ooh, and that's a nice cast of Poison Wind onto a full health unit of Dwarf Warriors. Will certainly do a lot of damage there. And the Thane is going to chase them off, but watch out for Gorich. Gorich is coming in hot, and he is going to do a lot of damage if he can get a hit. Oh, he hits the Goblobber crew instead. It looks like the 2 assassins are going after the Thane, and Gorich is focusing on the Goblobbers. The organ gun is out of ammo, and that looks why Tank has advanced, is that there's not a lot of damage left to deal with Gorich anymore, hoping that he can dodge some of the Ranger fire and that the 1 cannon won't do too much. But as I say that, he is down to half health all of a sudden. Focused fire be a problem. Skaven pull ahead on the balance of power. There is a Rattling Gun crew still alive barely. Warlock Giselle team with 4 units, and the Natty Booba sharpshooters with plenty of units, not a lot of ammo. Somehow a cannon shot got over that hill and landed down here, scaring the crap out of those Giselles, but not quite killing them. Gorge took a lot of damage, so he's going to pull back. And some good poison globes coming in here to deal with these dwarf warriors as this assassin tries to 1v1 a Thane. But Thanes are actually quite potent melee combatants. And assassins, despite their namesake, they don't actually have a lot of armor piercing. So they will not beat a Thane in combat that handily. Second assassin coming back in to try to support his brother. That cannon still has some ammo. These gyrocopters, the brimstone guns, are staying pretty far away. They're worried about these Giselles and Rattling guns. But I think if they don't get involved, the dwarves are going to lose this game. And I think if they get involved, they are in danger. So I see the dilemma. Though I think they do need to just get in there and scrap. Where's the Dragonfire Pass in the back, trying to avoid Poison Wind, but I think that's going to be hard to do in this matchup. Now, maybe their leadership is fluctuating a lot. Maybe if you can get one gyrocopter to just dive onto these units and break them again, maybe you can get rid of them all. But even then, I think Gorch is going to carry this game, as now even the Rangers are out of ammo. And with no ammo to kill him, he will start ripping and tearing through with the Doom music playing in the background. These Giselles trying to take out that last gyrocopter. Natty Booba sharpshooters even lending their aid, but it goes into melee. Maybe it can break them. Maybe no, it is going to run, and Gorch just comes waddling in, trying his best to catch up to that. Natty Booba's sharpshooters maybe going to finish that off. Probably should, even though it's, you know, precious ammo, but you don't want it rallying again. Rangers are in melee combat with Skaven Slaves, which isn't great for Rangers. They're somehow almost worse than Skaven Slaves, especially with Skrulk around to give a minus melee attack aura and a plus melee defense occasional buff for his troops. Whereas Dragonfire Pass now getting involved, but that is pretty much all the dwarves have left. Some Poison Wind going in. We don't give a shit about the Clan Rats or Skaven Slaves that'll probably get hit by those. Natty Boobo sharpshooters firing off into the last of the gyrocopters. And for each of those models that dies, we'll take a huge hit on the balance of power, because I think that ammo is all that's keeping the dwarves technically in this game. We will see. That extremely damaged Rune Lord is walking in. I do think that Natty Boobo should just turn and shoot him real quick, take him out of the game. Because without him, this unit would break, that unit would break, and there'd just be a mass rout from the dwarves. What's Gorch hiding from at this point? I guess the cannon. Alright, cannon rips in, shatters those Giselles, breaks the Rattling Gunners, but they do manage to rally. We have some Skaven Slaves in the back. A couple Poison Wind Globes. They do need to get on top of the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, otherwise those guys will kill pretty much everything here. But as I say that, they easily do throw in and start doing some good damage. Skaven Slaves and Clan Rats that have disappeared since then are chasing off these Dwarf Warriors and probably going to get on top of this very wounded cannon crew. That cannon's even out of ammo, so the Dwarves are just pretty much out of ammo across the board. Their gyrocopters or their warriors are going to have to do the carrying. Plenty of Poison Wind coming in, doing a ton of damage to the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, even though there are so few models on the Poison Wind, because Poison Wind is fair and balanced. Rattling Guns trying to get into a good spot to shoot, but I think those Rangers will very, very quickly get in range and fire one volley on them, breaking them and shattering them. Natty Boobo's trying to take out the last gyrocopter in the sky, and with that, I think Army Losses is coming in hot, and the very slow, very tactical game has come to an end with the Skaven on top. And Tank taking a 1-0 lead. Well played by both players. Well played. What do we got for value? Rune Lord, Thane did okay. Rangers did well. Gyrocopters really struggled. Cannons did well. On the other side, Natty Boobos did great. Rattling Guns struggled. Both Giselles struggled. Poison Wind did... two of them did well. Assassins did okay. Skrulk did okay. Warlock Engineer did okay. Where did all the value go? Weird. I guess, oh, again, with a game we had earlier today, I guess a lot of the value, quote-unquote, in the Dwarven roster was in the ammunition that got spent. So it does... the Skaven don't get that on their thing. I think that wasn't over, GG. Maybe. Maybe. We will go... Summer Song. Map is set, tank up. We will go with Summer Song. AC Maiden saying bonus points for Gottrich. I think he means Gorich. I can juice that. Yeah, Gorge is pretty cool. Tank going with Wood Elves again. I wonder if Shetland will pick Bretonia. For the third Bretonia into Wood Elf game. Oh, god damn it. Alright. Third time's a charm. Okay, we get to see Wood Elves versus Bretonia again. I guess that's just what that's what this tournament is. It's the Wood Elf and Bretonia tournament. I'm going to go check with Miss Rat for a second and see if Ed ate some food after throwing up. I will return in a brief moment. Brief moment. Did Ed eat something?
I think so. I should have bowl.
Okay. Did you check the basement? Okay. Okie dokie. I am back. Did I miss anything? New. Oh, any bets on if Tank's going to take the same build 3 times in a row? That being 5 Eternal Guard Spears, 5 Dryads, one of which is the ROR, 6, I think it was 6 Glade Guard, 3 with Starfire Shafts, 3 without, Drycha on foot, and 2 War Dancers with Azrai Spears. Boom. Let's see if he goes with that one. Shetland. Shetland definitely saw the last 2 games with Tank on Wood Elves versus Bretonia, so he should know it's coming. I wonder how he counters that. Maybe some Foot Squires? Foot Squire and Battle Pilgrim Rush, maybe? But that could get kited. Foot Squire and Battle Pilgrim Rush with some like Mounted Yeomen in the back to make sure that the Wood Elves can't retreat. Don't know. Fey Enchantress definitely a good choice. Mortis Engine down all those infantry. Maybe ditch the Paladins? I don't know. But then what would kill Drycha? Maybe bring Felix with his Fire Sword to kill Drycha. I actually wonder if he could win that fight. But we will see. We'll see if Tank also pulls a old switcheroony and just goes something completely different and jukes us all out. We'll see. And we're getting into game. We are getting into the game. For anybody who cares, we'll have our 3rd faction face-off coming up soon. The Chaos Boys, the Chaos Lads, have gone 2-0 so far, undefeated. And that's a bit tricky. But narratively, I got the Legions of Nagash together, so Nagash is going to try to oppose the Chaos Invasion. Try to stop the world from ending. And I believe we got Neckbet, who's sometimes in our chat. Tien, who we saw playing today. We have Grombrindle playing Celostra, just for fun. Honeynut playing Tomb Kings for us. And then to fill the 5th slot, I was having some trouble finding people, and then I just talked to Anticity, a very well-renowned Vampire Coast player, and I said, hey, you want to play Coast? And he said, sure. So now we have Anticity, and if anybody can stop chaos from ending the world, it is Anticity on Vampire Coast. And ladies and gentlemen, I was right, largely. Yeah, I was largely right. We still have most of the same things. We have the War Dancers with the Azrai Spears, 5 Glade Guard. It looks like one of the Azrai Spears and one of the Glade Guard was cut to get the Sisters of Twilight on their Hawk, and a Branch Wraith on the ground with Pendulum and Earthblood. Interesting stuff. Same idea from Tank, but interesting to take the Sisters of Twilight in the air. Now on the ground, Shetland Apache has a much more standard Bretonian build with the Fey Enchantress on her horse well, unicorn. Some battle pilgrims? Yeah, some of the battle pilgrims. And these ones are the Holy Wardens of La Macental, and they do magic and fire damage, which is very, very good against dryads. In the back, we have some archers. Are they poison or are they fire? They are regular, regular, and regular. No poison. Very interesting stuff. But the part of it that I meant is much more standard is all the cavalry. We have 2 Grail Guardians and 2 Knights Errant. I thought I saw some more. Here they all are. 2 more Knights Errant, one of which is the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis, I believe. No, they don't do magic damage. They just do Frenzy. Knights of the Lion-Hearted, they do magic damage. There we go. And those are the Knights of the Realm Arroir. And way in the back, it looks like we do have some mounted yeoman flanks to stop the archers from running away. So massive cavalry build. Bretonian bread and butter. Houseplant and I memed too close to the sun, and Shetland Apache is deciding that standard might be best. Sorry, just had to ask Miss Rat a question real quick, and now we are back. So Tank has a nice Wood Elf box. It's going to be largely fine. The Sisters of Twilight should run largely unopposed. I don't think 3 Peasant Bowmen are going to be enough to really dissuade them from doing whatever they want. And what they want should be to either throw single shot on and just hit the Fey Enchantress a bunch, or maybe even throw multi-shot on and take out some of these Grail Guardians. Ooh, or apparently single shot on and take out Grail Guardians. That takes out 2 of them. Very nice start from Tank. Shetland realizing this and starting to juke as much as possible, while most of his force advances. But every moment you delay, you're going to die a little bit more from that Sister of Twilight poke. But you do have to get the peasants in range. You do have to start counter-firing. Over here, the mounted yeomen are going to get involved maybe a little too early, especially if these Glade Guard Starfire Shafts just turn around and delete them. That will be quite tough. Peasant mobs getting murdered right away. And Tiago saying I have a nice narrator voice. Thank you. I worked very hard on it. By that I mean I was born with it. I don't know. Ever consider making a documentary about toast? I'll make a documentary about toast. Hell yeah, dude. Alright, Knights Errant running straight into fire. Their shields up, ready, lances couched, but that will not save them from the might of the Wood Elves. That being said, some mounted yeomen, some very brave, slightly above peasants, charging in there just to disrupt all this fire and let the Bretonian Knights get truly involved. And it looks like Bretonia has abandoned waiting for their archers and are just getting as involved as they can right now. That being said, they immediately stop as soon as I say words, because I am born to be incorrect. All those spears surrounding those archers did quickly get in there and save them from the mounted yeomen, but just as I say that, the rest of the cavalry have come in, so they did their job distracting. The mounted yeomen over in the corner by Shetland Apache do appear to have been forgotten for the moment. I doubt that those are intentional tactical reserves. Knights Errant on the flank and the Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis trying to get in here before they brace, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to. And a beautiful, beautiful pendulum coming down, doing a ton of damage to those knights. Very well played by Tank, and Tank is taking this game by the horns so far. But it is far from over. The Fey Enchantress is out there somewhere, somehow, doing lots of damage, I am sure. And she currently overcasts Earthblood to try to get her knights back in the fight, unfortunately damaging herself in the process. Sisters of Twilight are still running largely unopposed, wild and free, having the time of their lives, as some more knights are running back in once again, really harassing these back lines of the Wood Elves to keep juking back and forth, back and forth. But it does look like Tank is up to the task, sending his Eternal Guard with shields to get between those knights and the archers they were after, but the knights bounce over to a different group of archers. So this does seem to be much harder on Shetland's micro than on Tank's, and he is struggling to keep up with the task, it would appear so far. And Tank is playing very well, making very good decisions, very good use of his Sisters of Twilight ammo. They've been largely effective in this game, taking out Grail Knights, taking out the Fey Enchantress as well. Now, the Peasant Archers are finally getting in, but without poison or fire arrows, it's not like they can delete the Dryads or really help the melee fight at all. They are just raw damage and not a ton of that. Hey, Zypher. Did Logic Stream finish, or are you just popping over for a bit? Grail Guardians in the back trying to fight with some of these Glade Guard, but it looks like there are just so many Dryads around that they won't get the damage they really want. I did hear a pendulum go down. It looks like it hit here. Maybe did some friendly fire damage, but I imagine the Tank also got what value he wanted out of it. In the back, ooh, actually it probably went there on top of those peasants. In the back we do have the Knights of the Realm, Knights of the Lionhearted chilling a little bit, maybe need to get into the fight, but again, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, Shetland has a shitload going on here. There's a lot to focus on, a lot to micro. Yeah, he has to watch the football game? Logic. Football's not important, Total War is important. Alright. And here the Enchantress is a little isolated. She's trying to mortise all this stuff down, which is good and great and fine, but then the Sisters of Twilight take this moment to dive down, and they are no slouches on their Hawk. Melee attack of 55, melee defense of 40, 440 weapon strength, and she has no armor to deflect any of that. She needs to get out of there. Enchantress's healing cap is already within sight, and that is going to be tough. Balance power is roughly even, slightly Wood Elf favored, but I think the state of the battle is heavily Wood Elf favored. Now, that being said, there is a full health unit of Mounted Yeomen, there's a full health unit of Knights of the Realm, but all the other Knights are very tattered. The infantry, what little infantry there ever was, is very damaged as well, and the Peasant Bowmen are getting compromised. Now, over here we do have the Holy Wardens of that long place, and they're doing quite well against the Eternal Guard with shields. Good for them. I don't know if they're going to be able to carry this game. And these Cav are running straight into Eternal Guard, so maybe not the best for them. They immediately pull out, but they're getting shot in the back the whole time, as some other Knights aren't coming in. Now, as much as I've talked about it, and it sounds like I've been very negative on Shetland Apache, he's certainly playing this better than I could. A lot of very nice cycle charging, a lot of very nice movement, mobility, very well-placed troops. The problem for him largely has been that the Sisters of Twilight are up in the air, so there's a slight change in the build, and he doesn't have a lot to stop the Air Force from just owning the map. And, of course, a spear box is a spear box, and you can only play so well with your cavalry into their straight counter. By the way, I really like the name of this tournament, especially the midday slam part. Thanks. Cypher, you can always watch the replay, or there is a tournament tomorrow called Midnight Brawl, Hero Hammer Midnight Brawl. Same rules, it's just a different time zone to be a little more friendly to Americans or Asian time zone players, being Australia or China. Late at night is early in the morning for them, so maybe they can play. But that aside, Enchantress running back into battle, probably going to regrowth herself. Looks like that'll bring her vigor back up, which will bring her leadership up as well. And of course, the health is nice. But the Sisters of Twilight have something to say about that, and that something they have to say is 2 arrows to the back of the skull. Balance power is favoring the Wood Elves at this point. And it's hard to see how the Bretonnians drag it back. They do have some Mounted Yeomen. They do have the Lionhearted, but all their Grail Knights are super, super injured. Knights Errants are also gone. Though, the Wood Elf Archers are very beat up. They have been taxed this whole game by cavalry charges. There's 1 healthy-ish unit left, 2 very, very low units, and then a bunch of Eternal Guard. But I think the Sisters might be able to carry this. Even without ammo, they're still a potent combatant that can cycle charge a lot. Branch Wraith is no slouch either, and oof, 2 more nice arrows coming out on the Enchantress, who is heal capped, so she cannot heal anymore. Okie dokie, how are we doing here? Wardens? Holy Wardens are having a tough time because unlike their normal Battle Pilgrim kin, these guys have 2 weapons and therefore no shield. Normal Battle Pilgrims are shielded and might fare a little bit better there. Some Dryads being pushed off in the back, Knights Errant trying to rally but immediately shatter as I watch them. And Enchantress takes a huge arrow to the face, taking 140 damage. Now, the Sisters of Twilight, it says they have 1 ammo, which probably means they have 2 shots left. And Dryads are trying to fight these Knights of the Lionhearted. But it looks like the Fae does manage to dodge quite effectively under this Twilight. Still going to probably break. Maybe if the Sisters charge her in the rear, they can get her to break then and then follow her off the map. Over here, these Holy Wardens are fighting exactly what they want to fight, but there's just too many things to fight, and they're currently getting shot in the butt. As they do so, they are going to break. And it looks like army losses is coming in hot. As the Enchantress runs, the rest of the army will too. Why so many Wood Elf versus Brett games? Yikes. I don't know. Usually Bretonnia is a good counter into Wood Elves, but it seems like Tank has quite the technology to stop all that nonsense. And that will be the game. Grail Guardians, doing okay, honestly. 800 and 1,200. I don't think they paid for themselves, but they tried. Knights Errant, Mounted Yeomen struggling. Bowmen doing okay. Holy Warden's doing great. And the Enchantress doing alright. But yep, Sisters of Twilight, 2,000 value, 2,400. Branch Wraith, 1,400-ish. All the chaff doing pretty well. Dancers did very well. Yep, Tank's army just overall paying for itself there and back again. A story by Bilbo Baggins. Stupid custom. GG. See you later. All right, Shetland, if you're out there somewhere in the void, thanks for playing. And Tank, you are our winner. Congrats. Congratulations to Tank on winning. Very well played whole day. He didn't get a bye round, so you can't even blame that. He had to scrap and grind with the best of them. Thanks. And he is gone. And with that, I will also probably leave you, friends. I leave you and I wish you good day, good morrow. Tomorrow, if you want to play, we have a faction, not a faction face-off. We have the Hero Hammer, thing you just saw, but this time in a different time zone. Midnight Brawl at 7 p.m. my time, which is GMT -5. If you want to play in that, we currently only have 3 people signed up, so we would welcome more players, more friends. Otherwise, things to look forward to are the new DLC and I guess the faction face-off, if you care about that sort of thing. Well, that's all I've got for you. I hope you all have a great day. Take care.